What if you guys were the same age? What if you came in, because you came in 98, LeBron came in 03.
If we were the same age, I don't believe he would have had 4 championships. He wouldn't have got
You'd kept him for 4?
He wouldn't have got those 2 in Miami. You know, I was at an older age then, a lot of miles and stuff, and it was hard for me to keep up with him. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be looking at that tape, Shannon, and I'm like, damn. I couldn't even move.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. Stopping by for conversation on the drink today is one of the greatest small forwards in NBA history. He's an NBA legend, an NBA champion, a finals MVP, 10-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA selection, a member of the very prestigious 75th anniversary team, signifying he's one of the greatest 75 players in NBA history. NBA scoring champ, NBA three-point contest champ, self-proclaimed best scorer in NBA history, pure scorer in NBA history, pure. Hall of Famer. His jersey is retired by 2 storied franchises, the Boston Celtics and the Kansas Jayhawks. He's a McDonald's All-American, Mr. Basketball in the state of California. Government name is Paul Pierce, but you know him as the Truth. Here he is.
What's up?
Truth.
Good to see you, dog.
I always, like, when I read off people's accolades, I'm anxious to hear, when you hear everything that I read off, and it's not that you deserve that, you earned that.
Yeah.
When you hear all the things that I read, what's going through your mind?
I'm like, damn, I ain't heard it like that in a minute, like, for real. I'm like, man, I really did left my mark on the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's come from childhood, you know, coming from here in Inglewood and going through every stage and being one of the top, from like high school to college to making it to the league. I mean, I've been blessed, Shane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a testament, I think, of my hard work, my dedication to everything, and it's showing, you know, based on what you read off.
Right. Man, let's toast that then. Oh, man, it's great to have you on.
Man, for sure.
You did break the internet. You said you're the best pure scorer in NBA history. I want to, because when people think of scores, having followed the game as long as I followed, people talk about Kobe, people talk about Jordan, they talk about Kevin Durant, they talk about James Harden. You said you are a pure scorer.
Yeah.
What is your definition of a pure scorer?
All right, this is what I'm gonna say, because when I said it, I didn't give enough context to it.
Correct.
And so, like, I'll say it like this: if you just took everybody's greatest scoring strength, or just say their athleticism. Let's just say the athleticism.
Okay.
And put me in that realm with them. That's how I feel. Like,
but Paul, people don't look at you as being athletic, Paul. You don't jump high, you don't run.
I know.
That's
why I'm saying. That's why I feel if you take the athleticism out of it.
Okay.
Like,
I see
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Take Jordan's athleticism out, where he can't just jump over you to score, and we just do everything on the floor.
Right.
I feel like my skill level is
better than Kobe.
Man, Kobe is close.
He close? What you
No,
mean?
Look.
You close to him or he close to you?
Because if you ever watch Kobe interviews about me, you know, he always talk about my footwork.
Yes.
And Kobe had elite footwork too.
Yeah.
And so, like, Kobe without his athleticism was still pretty elite because of that, because of his IQ and his footwork.
Correct.
And there's not a lot of players I can say that about once I take their athleticism away. So if there is anybody, he's right there. But
Harden is not the most athletic, but Harden can put the ball in the basket at an elite level.
Yeah, but listen to this. When you look at how you score.
Okay.
So, like, you look at Harden, one of the greatest scorers ever, had a historic season. But he was all threes and layups and free throws.
Yeah.
Like.
No midi.
Like, he could shoot the midi, but, like, think about this. I could come up, like, today's game, name me one player that can come off a down screen and hit a jumper.
Right.
They don't even run that.
Ain't nobody trying to hit that.
Nobody can do that. Like, maybe Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
Yes.
But, like, post-game, mid-range, off the dribble three,
Yeah.
step back, off the pick and roll. We're not talking about nothing athletic, just getting buckets.
Right.
I feel post game, mid game, elbow, three, all the way out. I had no offensive weaknesses, like not one.
So when you said that statement, how many former or current NBA players call and say, "True, man, what you talking about?"
I mean, they thought I was on something, but I'm like, I mean, they don't think like how I was thinking, and like how I'm explaining it now. I think it'll make more sense when people watch this. You know, when you say, but even that, take all the top scorers, take the best thing they do, and you can take the best thing I do. See, the thing about me. You can't even tell me what's the best thing I do offensively because I think I do all of them the same.
Really well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say Curry, take his shooting ability away.
Right.
Jordan, what, his fadeaway or whatever. Like, what do you take away from me? Like, I can do, like, what's my greatest scoring strength? Nobody can even tell you because I did it all well.
I'm going to push you to the three-point line.
I won a 3-point championship contest. I won a 3-point contest.
That ain't nobody guard you, Drew.
I mean, I've dominated games from the three.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I say it like that. And it's not a knock on the great scorers because I respect all of them. And, you know, it wasn't a knock on Jordan because I respect Carmelo, Kobe, and all of them. But I'm like, I'm right there.
Right. You did something that you're the first player to win the three-point competition for a Celtic since Larry Bird, and you beat Steph Curry.
So I'd always tell people that.
That's the thing. See, it's not just winning the three-point competition. It's who you beat in order to win the three-point competition.
I said, hey, Steph Curry was in the contest. They'd be like, oh, he was a rookie. It was still Steph. It was still Steph Curry.
Wasn't Steph Curry. That's all I need to know.
Steph Curry was in the contest because in 10 years from now, that's Steph Curry, and I beat him. I don't know how old he was. You know what I'm saying? He was there.
He was there. We're not talking about 10 years Steph. We're not talking about, no, we're talking about Steph. He's still Steph.
Is he the greatest shooter ever?
He's the greatest shooter ever.
Well, I beat him. That's all I'm saying.
Kevin Durant responded and said, you know what? He said, I really didn't see any weakness in Paul's game. I understand where his confidence comes from. You mentioned, I ain't have no holes. I could post you. I could hit the midi. I could shoot the three. I could drive the basketball. I could drive and pull up. I can go to I could put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. You find me, I'm going to the free throw line, gonna make 80+% of those. So when you look at it, it ain't really.
That's what I'm saying. What can they do that I can't? Except jump over somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can shoot the three. I can shoot the pull-up. I can shoot all. Who's the greatest scorer? Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. I can do everything he can do. He just probably do it at a higher percentage.
Oh, yeah, he going to shoot it.
Yeah, he going to do it, and that's the difference when you talk about the scores.
The efficiency in which he does, efficiency in which someone does something. Yeah. That's what they're looking at now.
That's what they're looking at. But if we just talk about just the ability to do
Put the ball in the basket.
That way.
Right.
Then I'm right there. But like when you're doing it at a higher percentage, it looks different. Like, on another level. Right. And that's what he does.
In today's game, when you watch in today's game, you like, okay, I see a little bit of my game in him.
Man, I say Shai Gilgeous because he played below the rim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not just blowing by people. He's footwork, pivots and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just gets to the money.
Right.
And so I can say him, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I can say that about him. And
I definitely see Tatum more so.
Tatum. And Jimmy Butler, too. Yeah. And the reason I see Jimmy Butler, because he get overlooked a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't all flashy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But he gets to point A to point B, and he gets and that's how I was. And his mental is like, we got the same type of mental type.
And people like flash.
Yeah.
That's why Jordan, because we had never seen a player like Jordan. Right. I mean, the tongue hanging out, the way he got the ball in the hand, got it in your face. Right. He elevating over people. You know, Connie Hawkins and Dr. J could elevate. But Jordan, it was just something about that pizzazz.
Sweet.
And this from that point on,
nice.
You find a guy that has that flash. Kobe came with flash. And it's like, now if a guy can score, man, he don't look like Jordan. He don't do it like Kobe.
Right.
You got to have flash with it now. As great as Shai is, I don't think he gets the appreciation because it's fundamental.
Right.
We like things unorthodox. We don't need to. We want fundamental.
I mean, we come from the era, Shannon, to where, as a culture, we flashy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like the way we dress, the way we walk, the way we
You hear
the way
me before
we
you
play
see me.
Yeah, the way
I'm
we
bumping
play
the loud music.
play
You look at my
sports.
car.
That's how we play sports.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we gravitate towards that.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why when they start talking about the face of the league, they gravitating toward Anthony Edwards because of his flash.
Correct.
When Jason Tatum has won the chip now, has been on top of the world,
Yes.
and nobody really gave him that when they won
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying? So we look at that shiny, that's attractive,
Right.
that we gravitate to. And that's why I never really got a lot of the credit because I wasn't that. I was
Right.
more of a no-nonsense player.
Right.
And that's why I throw Jimmy Butler in there. He's like that. I feel like LeBron been the face of the league since his second or third year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was calling him the king from day one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I heard about him in high school.
Right.
NBA cats was flying to his game. I was in the All-Star game in Philadelphia. I'll never forget this. We was in the locker room because we all congregate both
Yeah,
teams, East
yeah.
and West. They was like, it's a kid right now that can play in an All-Star game today. And I was like, what? They was saying that in the NBA All-Star locker room while this
Damn.
kid was in high school. That's when I heard about him.
So LeBron had to be what?
17. 18. They was like, this kid can play in this game today. That's what they were saying in the locker room.
Oh my goodness. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. It's officially that time of year. You might lose hope in your team, but don't worry. That's why we have Prize Picks to keep you going. Week 6 of football was something. Tampa, Indy, they're legit. I wasn't wrong when I said I was feeling good about Baker Mayfield, shake and bake, and that Tampa squad. I'm all in on Baker. Touchdowns. More. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get those picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Baker touchdowns, pass yards, rush? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Baron Davis said you're the greatest player to come out of Los Angeles. Jackie Robinson, John Elway, Lisa Leslie, Oscar De La Hoya, Willie McGinnis. Cheryl Miller is not from LA. She's from a suburb, but she's from. We gonna group her in there. You the best athlete come out of LA?
No, not the best athlete. He probably meant more like basketball player.
You
But
best
I wouldn't give myself best basketball player.
Oh, you gonna get it too?
I give it to Lisa.
Okay.
I give it to Lisa Leslie. I've always had admiration for her.
Yeah.
She's from Inglewood, like
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had an honor to see her play in high school. When you know the word around town, Inglewood's small.
Yeah.
So like you hear about people when you young, you like, let me go check out. Everybody talking about Lisa. She scored 100 points. Like and then,
At the half.
man, I'm trying
How
to
you
tell
get 100 points at the half, even if you by yourself?
Right. She was cold, man. I'm telling you, I got to give flowers to Lisa.
Right.
You know, I looked up to her as a kid, watching her at Morningside, being that we come from the same place.
Right.
And so I give it to her.
Give it to her.
I'll probably be in the top 3 or 4, maybe basketball players.
Right.
But like athlete, that's kind of a stretch because there's so many great athletes come out the city.
Because Cali's so big.
Yeah.
What's your fondest memories of growing up in Inglewood? What did 7-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old Paul Pierce, what did he want to be? What growing up and running around Inglewood, what did you want to be?
Man, I think as a young black kid growing up, and like so, I'm gonna tell you this. So, Shannon, I was born in East Oakland.
Okay.
You know, and then I moved to LA when I was like 9 years old.
Okay.
So like everybody dream as a kid is just like to be in sports or rap. You know, that's just what it was in the black community.
Yes.
You know, we didn't feel like we can be doctors or the Huxtables,
Right.
even though we watched that. Mm-hmm. You know, we just felt like that was the only way out the ghetto. Mm-hmm. And so my dream was always to be in the NBA or professional sports because all our heroes was that.
Yes.
You know, unless you rap, you know, because I'm looking at other black kids and black successful people rapped sports.
Correct.
You know, so my dream was always to be in the NBA, man. It was like it was all or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I was a pretty smart kid. You know,
Right.
I went to my classes. I'm not saying if I didn't make it in hoop that I wouldn't have been nothing, but I would have found a way
Right.
to do something, whether it be sports or just succeed in life, because I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, and I'm going to find a way.
You're going to find a way to figure it out.
Yeah.
You just devoted. It's not that you couldn't have been better in your books, but the books was about, let me do what I need to do to make sure this basketball thing pans out. And if that basketball thing don't pan out, then I'll think about something else. But you got a singular focus. And I think you have to.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I got a plan B, I got a plan C, I got a plan C. Dog, I got plan A. Right. If A don't work, after a couple of years, if A don't work out, I'll get to B, C, and D. But right now, it's all A.
And then you don't realize how hard you really work. Or like, people say it, but they don't do what it takes to actually get to the dream.
Yeah.
You know, like me, when everybody going out, man, I'm telling you, man, me and my boys, we used to, when I was like in college, we would go out to the club and we'll leave the club and go to the beach and run. And go to the sand dunes and run up that hill. We were so obsessed with it. We was like, man, you know what? Ain't nobody talking about nothing tonight. Let's go. Let's go to the gym. Let's go to the sand dunes. You gotta be obsessed with it.
My grandfather used to tell me and my brother and I all the time we was growing up in rural South Georgia. He said, never mistake habit for hard work. And it took a while for me to understand I had to get older. Mm-hmm. See, people do things over and over and think they're working hard.
Yeah.
Just because you go to the gym every day, that don't mean you're working hard. You're doing that out of habit.
Yeah, for sure.
So people mistake habit for hard work. And when they don't get the results, see, you can't complain about the results you didn't get for the work you didn't put in.
Right.
Man, Coach messed over me, man. I was spoke, man. Hey, Paul, wasn't I better than you in the 8th grade? Paul, wasn't I better than you?
You sure was. Yeah, you was, dog. But you got
chose
complacent.
Exactly.
You got complacent.
But it's funny to hear other athletes say it. And if you've been a professional athlete, you understand what it takes to get to that level.
Yeah.
Man, Coach just like you. Coach ain't putting no ball in the basket. Coach ain't catching no passes.
See, those people is excuse makers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom was like, you know, she always told me, like, listen, dog, you going to forge your own path and don't get discouraged, but you got to put in the work. But, like, don't make excuses for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's on you.
Yes.
If something happens, it's on you.
Correct.
Don't stop blaming everybody else, because you're going to spend the rest of your life blaming everybody else for your failures.
Yes.
I blame me for every time I mess up something.
That's the only person.
And then I can get over it better.
Yes.
So it's easy.
But you grew up you started your first 9 years was in Oakland. Mm-hmm. Then you come to Inglewood.
Yeah.
The gang culture was heavily in both areas.
Yeah.
How did you not succumb to that?
Man, that's a story we don't document enough. Like, I think there needs to be like a documentary on the way sports and gang culture came up, especially for like inner city kids. Mm-hmm. It kind of went hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, because you grow up with guys, and once you start getting older, you start forging your path, but y'all still live in the same. We still cool. And so it's like you can easily get caught up, because I've seen guys that was great at basketball, but they were still in the streets. Mm-hmm. You know, and that comes from, like, I think having like the right people around you, the right friends, mm-hmm. you know, and the right parents. I saw my mom struggle. I come from a single parent home.
Okay.
And I never met my father, you know.
To this day.
Well, I seen pictures of us when I was little.
You don't really remember it, though.
No. Like, I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
But I don't have a memory of them. And so, you know, the one thing that I always preach, like, don't be a follower. You know, because I think that's what, you know, the gangs is all about, just following each mm-hmm. other. You know.
Or wanting to be I've heard people say, it's the only family I know. It's the only family I had. They made me feel like I was a part of something. Yeah. And that's what family, you know, you're supposed to feel the love. Right. And I never felt love at home, but I felt love from this group.
But, like, if this is love, then why y'all beating my ass? Like, to get on. If this is love, why you asking me to put my life on the line and have dangerous acts?
Right.
You know, I'm getting in a car and there's a drive-by, I can go to jail.
Right.
You know, I've been caught in one of them cars, Shan. Man, I've been caught in one of them cars, and I looked at my life flash between my eyes, and I never got in that car again. I didn't know it was going to happen.
Right.
But I was just like, I can't put myself in this situation
right.
no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of my young friends get killed. I seen a lot of my young friends, like it's crazy. Like as a kid, you don't really think about it because we so used to it growing up in here. Like it's traumatizing now. Like when you think about it, like
what could have been or what could have been lost.
But we taught to be tough. When I just lost my friend I was with at the movies yesterday. I went to like 3 funerals in high school. That's not normal.
Right. No, absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? But we looked at it as like, man, deal with it.
Right.
You know, this is what happens. You know, like today, you know, you're going to have to see somebody and talk about it. Whereas like you got to deal with it. But I'm like, man, just don't stay from this area.
Right.
Watch. And then that's not normal. The mindset, because like my mindset was like, man, I just want to make it to 21.
Yes. Wow.
You know, like, damn, what you want to be when you grow up? Man, I want to just be 21.
21.
Because, you know, the statistics was most young black kids before the age of 21 would be dead or in jail.
Correct.
And you hear that all the time growing up. And I was just like, get to 21.
Paul, was there ever a situation, I remember when I was in college and then I got to the league, I had guys that I went to high school with. I knew what they were doing, but they would never put me in harm's way. I would be somewhere, I was like, hey man, I'm headed back downtown. Anybody want to ride with me? They like, nah, Sharpe, I got that stuff on me. I ain't gonna, cause I ain't gonna even put you in harm's way. You get stopped, they already know I'm dirty. Now, if they ain't gonna talk about me, they're gonna talk about Sharpe's homeboy in the NFL, so forth and so on. Whether the situation, because it used to be like that. Guys would not let guys, bro, you got some, man, get your ass out of here. You got stuff going on for you. Get the hell from around here.
Yeah, that's what gang cultures are. Once you started getting good in the neighborhood, that's the thing about the gang culture in sports. They started rallying around that. So they were just like, nah, you can't come over here today.
Right.
Or nah, we got to make sure you get home because if anybody going to make it a hood, we going to make sure you make it.
Yes.
You know, and that's the story don't get talked about. You know what? We're going to go to the games. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. It was like your security. You know,
You had security way back then.
Yeah, security way back then. Like, don't mess with P. You know, he going to make it out.
Right.
You know, because if he make it out, we feel like we all made it.
We do.
And that was the culture. And that's what it was. I did have that. You know, it'd be times like, you know, I'm over there, they smoking weed and everything. Like, man, you got to go home, man. You know, get home.
Right.
I'm just outside around the corner.
Right.
But this is what I live around.
Right.
You know, they all standing outside. Like, man, go home, man. Get ready. Go to the gym or go shoot some hoops.
Right.
Like, all right, get out of here.
Bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it true that you got cut from your high school basketball team as a freshman and a sophomore?
Sophomore. Yeah, I got demoted. Like,
So you tried out for varsity, they put you on JV?
Yeah, but then he brought me back up. Because, look, we was missing some players. He brought me back up because we was missing some players. I think we only had like 7 players for this tournament.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because over Christmas break.
Right,
Everybody was
okay.
going everywhere, so I was there. So he had no choice but to play. And so I started ball. I took advantage of the opportunity.
Yep.
You know, and that's what people got to realize. When your window is there, you got to seize it.
Yes.
That was my window.
Right.
Because, like, maybe I wouldn't have gained the confidence I gained if I didn't take advantage of my window. And from that point on, my confidence grew.
Yes.
I was the youngest on the team, and then it was just like, man, you know what? We're going to keep him up on varsity, and he's going to start the rest of the year.
Wow.
Like the last 16 games started. And from that
That
point
was it.
on, that was it. I started gaining confidence. I was getting stronger, and I was just like, man, I can be good. So now I'm like, shoot, I'm in the gym, like I'm getting better.
Right.
I'm growing into my little grown man phase
Right.
now, and I'm just like, ooh, okay. Because, you know, when you get that confidence and you just see
Confidence is everything, isn't
it's
that?
everything. When you start seeing shots go in and you getting better and you growing and you like, oh man, I can do it. And then I got the people around me saying, man, you can do it.
You like, I don't know who job I took, but he ain't getting it back.
Ain't no coming back from this. Ain't no coming back.
You might as well stay on Christmas break, bro.
Yep, ain't no coming back from this.
Backtrack. The reason why you moved to LA, did you burn the house down?
I did have a situation like that, man.
What you mean a situation?
Man, I was a kid. And, you know, man, this is something I like. A lot of people don't know this story, and thank God social media wasn't out because I was playing with matches as a like 8-year-old. We had a little small 2-bedroom house and 3 boys in it. And I was playing with them. I'll never forget it either. I'm lighting up the quilt, blowing it out. Like, you know, we called it quilts then. I don't have a quilt. Remember that kids don't know about that. The quilt that was handmade. So I'm blowing it out, seeing how matches worked, and it lit it, and it said, and I looked, and it was so out of control. In my mama bedroom, I ran out and sat on the couch.
You ain't tell nobody?
Say nothing. Didn't say nothing. Next thing you know, it's smoke. And next thing you know, man, I'm in front of the house, the whole neighborhood outside, fire trucks.
Did you tell them what happened?
Yeah, eventually, after I got my ass whooped a lot. Man.
They beat it out your heart.
Yeah. You know, and that's why I'm so proud that I made it. That I was able to reward my mom
right.
with a house when I got to the league and stuff.
This is the house I burned. Mama, this for the one I burned down.
Man, this is a true story, man. I got relatives to this day that'll tell you this story. Man, I'm telling you, it's like, and then so as a kid, when I get back to the neighborhood a year later, we moved back in the house. I guess a year later, we moved back in the house. I'm going around the neighborhood. They like arson. The older kids is calling me arsonist. I don't even know what that is. I have no clue what an arsonist is at the age of 8. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why are they calling me that? You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. And then later I found out, oh, you set fires. You set fire.
Man, you didn't get that Smokey the Bear PSA.
I know.
Don't play with matches.
Man, things happen for a reason, you know.
Did you ever try? Football?
Yeah, I was good at football.
You was good at football. What position you played?
I was a quarterback, and then I played DN also. I started in football and baseball. Like,
damn.
But I broke my leg. I was playing with older kids, so I was like 8, 9 years old playing with like 13, 14-year-olds because I was a big kid. Broke my leg, and then I broke my leg again when I turned 12.
Okay.
So I broke my leg twice before I was even a teenager.
Damn.
And so moms was like, you're going to stunt your growth. You can't play football.
Yeah, they thought you were going to break your growth plate.
Yeah, that's the stories we got told. Don't lift weights and you broke something, you can't play no more.
Uh-huh.
But I was originally football and baseball before I even thought about basketball.
Right.
So
high school, you turn it out. You go to the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah.
And you was recently named one of the 35 greatest McDonald's All-American players in the history of the game. Mm-hmm. So what was it like? Okay, you finish up your senior year, you get the call, Paul, you're a McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you play basketball, there is no higher honor for a high school basketball player. You're Mr. Basketball in the state of California, and you get the invite, McDonald's All-America.
That was everything because I remember my sophomore year, I told everybody I want to be in that game. I remember watching Jason Kidd in that game. When I said, I'm going to play in that game. I'm telling one of my best friends, and he was like, man, shut up. Get out of here. I said, watch, I'm going to play in that game. That's when my confidence started growing. And so when I got that invitation, I was like, man, this is it. This is the top of the top.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got KG there because the summer before, me and KG played together at AAU. He stayed at my house. So me and KG history go way back.
That explains it now, because I was wondering, I said, well, damn, how they didn't come out together. No. And then to research it, I was like, okay, they was in the McDonald's All-American game together. I didn't know the AAU story, though.
Yes.
How many people know that AAU story?
It's out there. So our AAU coach flew Kevin out to LA the summer, our 11th grade going to 12th grade year. He was like, I got this kid, Paul Pierce, because then you have to read about cats.
Yes.
You didn't know.
Yeah, it wasn't no internet.
You saw a picture that you couldn't see, so he flew him out. He actually stayed at my place for a whole week.
Right.
And we practiced at Inglewood High School, and we drove out to Vegas, and we played in the tournament, won the tournament. And so that year, KG was in South Carolina, was going to move. He was getting out of South Carolina because he was dealing with some issues out there. Correct. So I was trying to get him to move out to Inglewood. You can stay with me. So he was fielding either coming out to Inglewood or going to Chicago. Right. Wound up going to Chicago, and the rest is history. He left out of high school and all that. But that's when we started our relationship the summer before. Okay.
I'm looking at that game, KG, Vince Carter, Stephon Marbury. You like, okay. Because Vince won the MVP. Who won the All-Star Game MVP?
KG won.
KG won. Vince won the dunk contest.
Yeah, he embarrassed me in that thing.
What you... True. You know you not no high fly.
I know. Hey, you know what? You know what's so crazy, Shannon? I was so excited to be in the McDonald's game. I participated in the 3-point contest, the dunk contest. I just said, sign me up. I knew I had no business being in that, but I was just like, sign me up.
You missed 6 dunks.
I know. And then I seen Vince for the first time, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, he gonna win.
He gonna win a lot of these for years to come. He could have won the NBA dunk contest as a senior in high school.
Because he was, you see old footage, and his head is at the rim in high school.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I just was happy to be there, and I wanted to participate.
I'm trying to help me understand this. A kid from California, Inglewood, California. How the hell you end up in Lawrence, Kansas? Only Dorothy wanted to go back home.
You're right.
Kansas? No beaches.
Yep.
Ain't a whole lot of people that look like you out there.
Not at all.
And you like, yeah, this is where I need to go.
100%. Hey, listen, when you grow up in the streets out there, you seeing what's going on, I need to get away.
You try to get
this.
far away, and I can't.
Far away from this, and I'm not coming back. I'm gonna come back for a week to see my mama.
Right.
You know what's crazy? I took my visit. You said, like, you know, you take your visit,
yeah.
party, USC, it's fun. Cal, Arizona's fun. When I went to Kansas, it was nothing going on. I was like, this is where I need to be.
Focus.
Locked in.
I ain't got to worry about it because, see, if you at UCLA and USC,
Man,
every weekend you going to be home.
They going to be like, hey, you want to go to the game?
Right.
They want to go back into the neighborhood. I came out there, I was like, you know what, this is nothing going on out here. They got a Long John Silver's to eat. I'm cool with that. You know, I'm coming here.
Right.
And that was it. Because I was mature. I knew what I needed.
Right.
You know, and I knew, I was like, man, I'm not coming back to the wood because it's too much.
Too much going on.
Yeah.
When you look at Kansas players, where does Paul Pierce rank himself? You got Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
You got Embiid. Yeah. You got Wiggins. You got Danny Manning. I mean, you got some great Kansas Jayhawk players.
I'll put myself in the top 5. I'm going to say Wilt is the greatest player to ever come out of Kansas. And then, you know, everything's up for debate. You know, Embiid was the number 1 pick. Wiggins was the number 1 pick. You know, but if we just talk about your Kansas career,
yeah,
you know, you got to put like
Danny Manning. Got to be up
Manning.
Danny
probably second.
Yeah, I remember Danny in the Miracle.
Yeah, Danny.
Ain't no way they supposed to win a national championship.
Yeah, you got to put Danny, man. And I never even went to a Final Four. I was the first team All-American, and I had some good statistics. But you know, it's guys that really had great college career. Mario Chalmers was in there. Won the national championship.
Final most outstanding player.
Morris twins.
Yeah, yep.
Thomas Robinson, he was National Player of the Year, I think. Mm-hmm. So we had some great players come out. I put myself in the top 5 because of what I was able to accomplish from college all the way through. You look at the end of the story.
Oh, wait, well, you number 2 behind Wilt.
Yeah, I'll probably be number 2.
You can be number 2 behind. And that ain't a bad.
That ain't bad.
So now you come out. You have a great college career. You come out in your draft. Vince Carter. You got Dirk Nowitzki. You got Mike Bibby, Antoine Jameson, Jason Williams, Larry Hughes. So if they were to redraft, so you know what we know now, and they redraft, where you going in the draft?
I'll probably go number 2. It'll probably be Dirk.
Yeah.
And then me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. You redraft, then you probably go Vince.
Yeah.
Dirk, me, Vince. Then it's close from then. I mean, you could say Mike Bibby or Antoine Jameson, something like that. But that'll be the top 3 right there.
Do you believe you should have won Rookie of the Year?
Man, as much as I was after the first month, I would have won, but then I sprained my ankle. And let me tell you this story, Sharon. I was my boy was living with me my rookie year. He came out from the wood, and he was like, I sprained my ankle. He came in like, did you see what Vince did last night? And I was like, man, I don't care what Vince did, like, because we compete for rookie of the year. And I'm like, damn, you know what? He is killing. He's showing me all these dunks. And so I couldn't deny what Vince was doing this rookie year.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Like, man, he was going crazy. I mean, he was dunking on everybody.
Man, he got Zoe, he got Rick Smith, he got everybody.
As a rookie, too. I mean, that was his coming out party, and I was just like, I couldn't deny that. So I deserved second because I was hurt. If I didn't get hurt, it would have been a closer race.
Closer race.
Mm-hmm. But Vince deserved that.
As a rookie, what are some of the things, because I think every league has what rookies have to go through. Some people call it hazing or initiation. Mm-hmm. You got to bring donuts, or you got to get chicken or burgers for the flight. You know what I'm saying? It's a a ritual, it's an initiation that, I'm like, man, I can't wait I'm like, I will make the team next year just because I want somebody to bring me ish that I got to bring everybody else.
Right.
That's the sole reason. So what, as a rookie, what did they have you doing?
Man, Shannon, you had to bring that care package to the vets. Make sure to put it in the bag. We got to go on the road. You know what that care package was. You're going to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You wasn't afraid, like, hold on, man. Y'all put me at risk.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on now.
Risk. Hey, you played at the highest level. You know that care package. Hey, put that in the luggage when we get to the airplane.
Damn.
And then I got to take the package back when we land. Whatever's left of the package and dispose of it.
Yeah. So you get drafted. You go into the Boston Celtics. What were you thinking? Like, damn. Where did you want to go? Did you work out for the Celtics?
No, I didn't work out for the Celtics.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. I was projected to go number 2.
Okay.
In the draft. So the number 1 pick was the Clippers at the time. Mm-hmm. And number 2 was Vancouver. Vancouver had a need for my position, but the Clippers did too.
Right.
And so I asked Elgin Baylor, let me work out again, because I wouldn't have mind coming home to the Clippers my first year.
Right.
But
Who they took? Oliver Candy?
They took Oliver Candy. And then number 2 was Mike Bibby. 3 was Rafe LaFrance. Then it was like Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter. And the crazy part, when they picked Jason Williams, White Chocolate, I didn't even know who that was at the time.
He went to SAC, right?
Yes, but I didn't even know who he was because apparently he went to Florida. I didn't even know what college he went to. Apparently he got suspended for something, didn't play.
Right.
And I was just like, I was sitting there like, who was that?
Right.
And then when Boston called me my name, I was just like, I didn't even work out for them. And then like a good friend of mine is Chauncey Billups. I remember talking to him while he was in Boston.
Right.
And he was telling me how the league is, man. This was before I got drafted.
Right.
And he was like, man, training camp was tough, dog. I got Rick Pitino. He had like 5 or 6 of us on IVs. And I was like, what? Like, we running, like, y'all run like that in the league? He was like, yeah. So when they called my name Boston, that's all that's going through.
That's all going through, yeah.
Oh, he gonna kill us. Oh, man, he gonna kill us. He gonna be on the IVs. So I'm going hard this summer. Like, I ain't about to be on no IV. I'm about to be running these sand hills. But it was a shock, truthfully. I didn't know whether to smile. I was smiling, but I wasn't happy.
Because you understand, Boston Celtics was one of the premier franchises in basketball. I mean, at the time, you talk about Knicks, you talk about the Lakers, you talk about the Celtics, and the Bulls at the time, because Jordan had reinvigorated, everybody was talking about the Bulls. So you go into a historically great franchise, although they had been on some lean years. Mm-hmm. Did you look at it like, man, the history, it's hard to say an NBA team got more history than the Boston Celtics. All those championships, all those great names and those jerseys retired. You see 6 and 32 and 34. 33, and you got 00, and you got Kuzin number retired, and all the KC and Sam Jones.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I first got there, one of the first persons I met was Red Auerbach. Because he threw a charity golf tournament before the season, so I had a chance to sit with him. He was like, Paul, come here. And I looked, I didn't think he was talking to me. I didn't even think he knew who I was.
Right.
So I had a chance to sit down with him. But then it was such a blessing, Shannon, because think about this. I'm a kid from Los Angeles area.
Right.
Going to the Boston Celtics. Yeah. I'm really going to find out who my friends are. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let me see who rocking with me now.
Right.
Because we, as LA, as a black kid, we hated Boston.
Hated Boston.
We hated Boston.
Yeah.
I'm a Laker fan, and, it was that whole Magic Bird, black, white.
Yes.
That was a thing.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, let me see who the homies is now. Man.
But if they roll with you?
Yeah, but like I had a homie I invited to the game. We played the Lakers. Man, he wore the whole Laker uniform. So we in the back, my mom didn't play that.
Yeah.
She was like, who's this? Right? He with you? You can't be, we ain't doing that. Because my whole family gonna have my jersey on.
Right.
My section, I know he's standing next to all the Celtics jersey.
With a Laker jersey.
Yeah, with a Laker jersey on. This is all like, come on. I know we all from LA, but it's time to switch up, y'all.
Yeah,
Let's see who.
You put that on when you go back out there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but like, damn. So I found out who the real homies was fast.
You get that first check. Obviously, all the things that you like, I'm going to the NBA, I'm going to be a professional athlete, and all the things that you wanted to be able to accomplish and you always wanted to do, now you have that opportunity. When you got that first $1 million, what's going through your mind?
Man, it took a while to get that million, Shannon. People think let me tell you this. When I got drafted number 10, my check for the year was $1 million.
Right.
We had a lockout, so cut that in half.
Ooh.
So then it's $500,000.
Right.
Taxes, cut that in half.
Yeah.
So really, all I had was about like 200.
By the time your agent get his 3 to 5%.
Yep. So knock that down. I needed me an apartment to rent.
Right.
In
probably
Boston,
what, $2,500, $3,000?
$3,000 at the time.
Yeah.
In LA too, and Boston.
Okay.
So I just had like
you need a whip. You gotta get around.
Whip. Man, when I tell you, I had about like my first year, I probably had about like 10,000 left.
Were you able to get mom anything?
Man, mom's, I hardly gave her anything. At first, I had to sign cards, and I retired, and I was like, it's gonna come in my life. But man, I didn't even get her a house my first year.
Wow.
I don't think I got her a house till like my third year.
Right.
So,
when you got that first big check though, when you looked at it, you re-signed, you re-up, and you're like, damn, man, this more money. I mean, when I was dreaming, I don't know if the check was this big, even in my dreams.
Right.
But now this is a reality.
Right. And that's when mom's got that house. It's like, go ahead, mom. We driving around Beverly Hills. We up in the hills.
Yeah.
So I got her something nice. It was just so special for me to just see the look on her face. And my mom old school. I got her a Cadillac.
Right.
She wanted it was the new version of the Cadillac though.
Yeah.
Because we always dream like I want that Cadillac.
That L-Dog.
That was like, in the black neighborhood, the Cadillac was like a Benz today.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? A Cadillac was that thing.
Blacks damn near saved Cadillac because that's what all blacks got. They ain't getting no Mercedes-Benz or BMW.
Right.
They wanted a Caddy.
All
Crown.
day.
They wanted that L-Dog.
Right.
That Coupe de Ville.
That Coupe de Ville. Right.
That Cadillac Coupe.
Man, they want that long boy.
For sure.
But it was the new body style at the time. Around late, early 2000s. Because we grew up looking at that long thing with the couch seats. But I got her a Cadillac, and she was happy to. She just wanted to get her good outfits to go to church in, and her Cadillac.
Right.
Get her nice hat, and just to have mom looking like that in church was like, man, everything.
She pull up there with a hat on and that new caddy.
The new caddy with the hat on. Just to go in there with her, sitting next to her, that was everything for her.
Paul, we've talked a little bit this off camera about guys making so much money and through maybe it's a bad investment, maybe it's a divorce, maybe it's even if it's kids, you had kids in the marriage and you're not divorced. If you have kids outside the marriage, you can imagine what it costs. I mean, private schools and all that other stuff, insurance and those things like that.
Yeah.
And guys going belly up. And now it happens in a lot of sports, but football players, even though they're making great money now, their money's not guaranteed. Basketball players, you see $100 million, they're going to get $100 million minus the taxes. $200 million, they're going to get $200 million minus the taxes. $300, you say, I think Luka can be the first guy to make $400 million in 28. Having been around and seeing guys like, how does a guy lose that kind of money?
Man, I think people don't understand, because when people see you saying, like today the number is so ridiculously high, it's going to be hard to lose that.
Yeah.
So like my maximum contract, my first contract was $80 million.
Right.
So let's cut that in half.
That's 40.
40.
Minus the 3 to 5% for the agent.
Agent fee. Boom. You talk about that. Then you talk about you want to get a house.
Yeah.
Now I got a big deal. I want to get a house now. So
Yeah.
I spent like $4 or $5 million on the house.
Yes.
State taxes on that. Now I got, the family on payroll.
Yeah.
Boom. So now that's about another like $500,000, which every $500,000 costs you $1 million. And so it can go faster than you think.
Yeah.
And then everybody ain't making my money.
Right.
You know, majority of the league is making lower than that.
But here's the problem that they run into. Half the league ain't making your money, but that same half spending your money.
Now you want now I want to go stun at the club, have nice meals.
Yeah.
I want to go to the
Get
club.
a bottle, get that bottle service.
5,000 every time I go out to the club.
Oh man.
Man, all right now, shoot. Oh damn, let me take care of this girl over here. Let me throw her 2,000 a month on rent. This is my girl.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want her to live with me, but I'll make sure she
Make
got
sure
her
she's straight,
apartment.
yeah.
You know, that
Get her a nice little car, get a little car to get
a nice
around.
car. This is my girl.
Yeah.
You know, I got her a little something. That's my girl.
Right.
You know, I don't want her, you know. So that's
what about the homies? You flying the homies out. You got 3 or 4 homies. You bring them out.
Family.
They first class. They stayed if they not staying with you, they stayed at the hotel. Yeah. You paying for everything.
Paying for everything.
And they got that reflective shine. So hey, that's Paul Pierce, homeboy. Yeah, that's me.
Then you're gonna go on at least one trip. At least one. When you got about 4 or 5 of them.
And you paying for everything.
We're going to where we gonna stay at? The Ritz. Well, Pete, what's your room? Oh, I got the penthouse suite.
Right.
I'm gonna get, but the Ritz, the regular rooms is $800 a night.
Right. And you out there a week.
Yeah.
Your room $2,500 a night.
Right. Man, and then you constantly doing that.
Right.
That add up, man. People don't know. If you ain't got them endorsements, I was fortunate enough to have some endorsements, so I used to use my endorsement money. I'm gonna use that, pay for that, put my NBA money over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, for the guys who ain't making max deals, man, you look up after 5-6 years, you look up and like, man, I'm check to check.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
It does. And is gambling, because, you know, we're very competitive. We competitive everything. Man, let's shoot for 5,000. Let's shoot for 10,000. Let's play Tunk. Let's play Boo-Ray. Let's play Guts.
You know, the
ain't nothing for free.
The black culture is built around gambling when you got money and you successful.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere with us. You know, you see it in the music videos, shooting dice. You see the card games on the planes. Mm-hmm. You know, guys want to be, you know, they want to impress their girls, high roll, go to, you know, and I was a victim of that. I was going gambling, you know.
You did casino gambling?
Yeah, I was going to the casinos and stuff and doing all that.
What you playing, blackjack?
I like blackjack.
Yeah.
I play blackjack. And it's easy when the money rolling in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I had a lot of examples around me to say, like, you know what, P, you better slow down.
Right.
Like, they losing money. You can end up like this, you know. My teammate, you know, Antoine Walker was a victim of gambling. And
he told a story that, you know,
hey, story.
I'm bringing all my homeboys. I'm taking 5, 10 homeboys with me. I'm gambling 5, 10, 15,000 a hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I never did that.
No.
My limit is like 300 a hand. That's a lot.
But see, what happens is you get around somebody that got that kind of money and they playing like that, you want to impress people.
Yeah, I seen that.
Hey, I
seen that. I'm watching that. I like this. Why? Like, I done had a chance to watch, you know, Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley and them, and I was like, Mike be trying to. He know he want to bet enough to make you uncomfortable, bro. I'm not finna lose my house fooling with you trying to impress you. Nah, hell nah. You know, and you know what? A lot of guys get caught up with taking the credit lines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't take the credit line. So I bring
once you got what I came with,
I'm good.
I'm good. That's
good.
it.
This is this and this entertainment. You took this, all right? I'm good.
In Boston, you had a situation. You got stabbed, neck, back. You got hit over the head. Had you ever had any issues in Boston before that incident?
I never had no issues before that. You know, I was in my 3rd year.
Yes.
I have had no problems in the streets with nobody. I really believe that it was an isolated incident.
Okay.
And, you know, I think egos got involved in
this.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't have happened. You know, it was a situation to where I tell the story, you know, we played pool. We ended up the pool game, went over to the club. You know, it happened so fast, Shannon. It was so crazy because we literally just got there. It was me, Tony Battie, Derek Battie, maybe a few other guys. And it was just like, man, I'm young.
Going to have a good time. The hunt is there. It's going to be lit.
Want to go talk to some girls or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, what? I'm in the league.
Right.
I mean, am I doing something wrong?
Right.
No, I'm not doing nothing wrong. I want to meet some girls that's attractive. I'm young, successful, and and I get into a situation, and it's still blurry. Like
Right.
I don't remember completely because I was like I had a concussion from it. And everything, but the only thing I really remember was 3 girls and 1 guy. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a situation where I wasn't disrespectful. Mm-hmm. I never want to disrespect somebody that in a town where I don't know.
You don't really know what's going on.
But my fault, where I messed up at was we walk in as a group,
Yeah.
and I tail off. I don't go to the section with them.
Right.
I walk this way instead.
Yeah.
Like when you together, y'all supposed to stick together.
Got to.
And that's a lesson I learned. It was a hard lesson.
Yeah.
Because if something escalated, at least if my guys were there, they could have de-escalated it.
Correct.
And, I wouldn't end up in that situation. Mm-hmm. And, it happened. It was just like, I guess it went from talking to some girls to an argument pursuing, and then next thing you know, I'm feeling attacked. So I'm just like...
It was one guy or was multiple?
Man, it looked like one guy right here.
Yeah.
But like after it was all said and done, it was like 3 or 4 guys, and I'm a big dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna just take me down.
Right.
And so, the reports that came out from the people was like, man, if you didn't fight for your life, you would have been dead. But they was like, you was fighting, but they was jumping on you and everything, but you was still fighting back and everything. And, when 3 guys with 3 knives, it's 3 knives.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just one.
Right.
It was like 3, it was like, based on the puncture wounds, it was 3 different knives.
Wow.
So they all was boom, boom.
Poking you.
And I'm just so blessed that like, damn.
They said if you didn't have that leather coat on, it would have been much worse than what it was. You possibly could have lost your life.
Yeah, I had a tough leather Averax jacket. I wish I had a picture of it because it was shredded.
Right.
And then when I came out of all of it, I just remember the end of it. I'm looking at myself like I'm like bloodied up. Boom. I just remember wiping the blood. It was like profusely, bleeding profusely. And then it was just like, damn, I need to go to the hospital, because my clothes is soaked in blood. And unfortunately, I made it down the stairs because I got pulled into like a black room over here, then go down the stairs, and the hospital was literally 1 block away. Like literally, I could have walked there, but we drove there, got in. Who knows? If the hospital wasn't right there, I couldn't be sitting here talking to you today. And that right there really changed my life.
It changed. Did it change where you go? Did it change how you move? Did it change how you talk to people? Did it change how you assembled? The women, like, okay, you got somebody? Because if you got somebody, I don't want to hear this, me and my man broke up last week, or, I'm getting a divorce, but we still together. How did it change the way Paul Pierce interacted moving forward?
Man, it just changed. Like you said, a lot of it. It changed how I went out, because after the incident, I didn't go out for a couple years.
Yeah. Hell, I can imagine.
It took a couple years for me to step into a club again.
Right.
It just changed my whole mindset because I didn't realize how many people it affected. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in the hospital and I'm seeing stacks of letters. And I'm seeing, my moms, my brothers.
Your mom worried to death because your mom in the church, so she's a woman of faith.
Man, woman of faith. Pray every day. And I'm just like, damn, I'm looking at how it affected everybody around me. And it was just like, man, I put myself in a situation to where I affected all these people that love me. And I was like, I can't do that again.
Never.
I can't do that again. I'm like, I'm too valuable to the family right now. Mm-hmm. I done made it this far not to throw it away like this on some bullshit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go to the club. Like, I came out here to hoop. And I ain't even signed my deal yet.
Right.
I ain't even got my big deal. What am I doing?
Right.
And I know you young, want to have fun, but
But everybody, truth I tell guys all the time, I say there are a lot of guys that are excited and happy. Yeah, man, that's true. That's Sharpe, man. Hey, man, how you doing? Man, I love the Broncos. I love the Celtics.
Yeah.
But there's another group that feels some type of way because of who you are.
Sure.
Oh, you think you could talk to my lady? Oh, you can. You know, your lady choosing me, bro. I didn't say anything, but it's that way. And so for me, that's one of the reasons why I was very, very how I moved, and I didn't really go out. And I only went out. There's one teammate when I was in Denver. If he wasn't going, I wasn't going.
Right.
And we always we walked in together. We never left separate. When he walked in, I walked in.
Right.
When I walked out, he walked out.
Yeah.
I look, and I would tell the guys, you know, a lot of times, because a lot of guys do feel this way. Truth is that they see somebody, their football player, and they touching somebody. I said, bro, don't do that. Mm-hmm. I said, you got to understand, a man gonna fight really, really hard in front of his lady because he's not gonna let you plunk it.
Right.
I say, and you don't know what he got on him. So just let that go, let it go. Hey, you know, I had a situation, man. I was about to fight my own teammate.
Yeah.
He's touching the girl. He's like, oh, you got something on your back. Oh, he with you. Mm-hmm. I said, bro, no, we not finna do that.
Right. Yeah,
but you have to understand. Did you ever go back to that club again?
No, never again. You know, and if there was some advice that I can give to the young professionals coming to the NBA or coming to the NFL, whatever sports you play where you at a high level, I would say, like, you know, I was on a young team. I should have got with a vet.
Yes.
You know, right away, like, man, you know, I want to go out with you. I want to kind of see how you
move
and everything, because I don't know how to move.
Right.
I'm still learning how to, you know, make the money and what to do with it when I go out.
What, you 21, 22?
Yeah, I'm 21, 22 years old. I don't know how to move like that yet. I'm not knowing that, like, maybe I should get a security guard or a table or have them escort me in a certain different way.
Yeah.
You know, and stay with the group. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for the young players and the young hoopers or whoever you are, a successful black athlete who are in the limelight, you know, get with somebody who's been there, done that.
Right.
Who's been around for a minute, though. Not no 4 or 5 years, like somebody 10 years in the game or something like that.
Understand it.
That understand, like, you got to do it like that and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what I would say.
From that point on, did it change, like, the type of woman that you dated or the type of woman that you was, like, interested in? Because, you know, sometimes, you know, we like what we like, but sometimes what we like get us in trouble.
True that. Yeah, but you can't go to the places where
they're gonna be at.
They gonna be at. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking.
I can't, like, I know I like what I like, but if she kick it there, I probably don't need to like her. You know, but if she,
because that ain't no first time probably.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you said.
And it's just like, you never know.
Right. You don't.
You don't know.
And that's why you need to get with the vet. Because the vet can pull your coattail. Hey, bro, I know she look good, but hey.
Yeah, she done been around.
She done been blah, 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 so forth and so on. So not put you in harm's way. Because you know how guys are. You get with somebody, they going to let you, they ain't going to tell you at first. They going to clown you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They gonna clown you. I'm just telling you how to be real. Yeah. Having been a professional athlete and see young guys come in and see this young lady that has dated several guys on the team and maybe one of the Nuggets.
I done seen that.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know because I'm not out there like that. So I don't know until you bring her around. And then when I see, I'm like, bro, what you doing? Nah, man, I got a good girl.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
But
like,
if at that point in time, no matter what I think of her or know what she's done, I got to respect that man's choice because he chose her.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to do is cause friction between he and I.
Right. But you can't let outside interference ruin the locker room. I done seen that, man.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, dog.
Absolutely.
So you got to have that talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, come on, man. It'll ruin the locker room if you go that route. You know, and I don't want to have to break the news to you later. You know, because I didn't see it happen. But the bottom line, you just got to be careful who you with, where you go, areas you in, what time you in and out. So, you know, I never stay to the end.
No.
I learned to never stay to the end no more.
I'm never going to hear last call.
Never. Never.
They're not gonna be putting the stools on the bar. Yeah. All the lights come on so you can really see everybody before. Right. If you too late, if you stay too long,
Something
If they're saying last call, if they putting the stools on if the lights come on, you stayed too long, bro.
Yep. But there's a lesson to be learned, and I'm happy that the lesson that I learned, that I'm still here, that I can get a game to the future and the young generation. I'm not saying not to go out and not have fun.
Right.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it comes and goes.
Yes.
But be careful and be smart.
Be smart.
Yep.
Boston. We hear a lot of different stories. I mean, Mr. Russell. Bill Russell wrote a book about what they did to him. He's the winningest sports. I mean, 11 championships and 13 seasons and everything that he had done. He had fought for the civil rights. I think it was the 67 summit that he was there, and all those guys that he did that. So, and I've heard a lot of people come from the outside and say, well, the Red Sox fan and Boston fans, they yelled this and they yelled that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've ever talked to a player that actually played for the Boston team. What is it like playing in Boston? Did you see any of the racism? Did you feel any tension?
I never had a chance to experience that,
Okay.
Shannon. I think, as fans, sometime when opposite teams come in, you feel like...
You feel a certain type of way.
You feel a certain type of way. Boston is a sports city, and it's hate amongst our fans toward anybody else who ain't Boston.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you might have a guy in there liquored up and, might get outside himself and say the N-word or something or whatever. It's probably has happened. It's never happened to me.
Right.
Being that I was a player there, I was loved there in the city. It's times I went to the restaurant, got a standing ovation.
Damn.
Just like, it's a real sports town, but like I've never felt like the racism and, you go back in the day, a lot of the Irish migrated to Boston and a lot of them was, racist.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there was a lot of parts of the city where it's still like that. I just never experienced it.
Right. And you didn't go to those parks to try to figure it out if they were racist.
I wasn't at the Irish pubs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To where
You're not going to Charlestown. You're not Southie.
Nah. To give them opportunity to get liquored up and call me a
Nah. How tough was it? You get to the Celtics. You understand the tradition of the Celtics. 60s, they won all the time. The 70s, they won. The 80s, they won. Now you get there and you guys are struggling. Yeah. How tough was that to deal with? Because like you said, the Boston fans, they're used to winning championships. Right. They won 8 in the 60s, and then they won what they won in the 70s, and they won what they won in the 80s. And now you're in the 90s and the early 2000s. You guys aren't winning championships.
Yeah, well, you got to understand the support system is amazing. From the former players,
yes.
Man, that kept my head up. Just Red Auerbach coming in town, going to dinner with him. Like, keep your head up, giving me a cigar. Bill Russell, going to dinner with him. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with Cedric Maxwell. They kept
Brad be hating. That's my guy. Brad, you be hating though.
Brad, my man.
Yeah, man. He's good. He's a great dude, man.
Man, that's like my big brother right there. I used to tell him everything. And just having them around, just like, man, what do I got to do? I'm talking to Bill, like having dinners with him, and just like, man, you just got to stay on the path and everything. And, they kept my sanity of not wanting to get traded or go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Just having those guys around. JoJo White.
Yeah.
He lived there. He was instrumental to me just keeping my sanity going through all the losing years. It's just like the family of the Celtic culture kept everything together. And so, that's what I try to bring now with this generation. Mm-hmm. I try to be there at the games and go to practices and call Jason and time again.
Check in, make sure.
See if they good or, so, I try to just carry on what they was able to do for me.
That's awesome. Did you ever think in those years, you got drafted in 98 and then it was a long time before you won that championship. Did you ever think you was going to win a ring, True?
Man.
Because you see Kobe like, damn, Kobe and Shaq, man, they winning all damn.
Yeah.
And you see the Spurs with Tim Duncan and Manu and Tony Parker, they're winning.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I didn't think it was going to happen, Shan. Like this 2006-07 season, when I broke my foot, 30 games in, I believe, and we lost 18 games in a row.
Damn.
I was just like, damn, we farther off than I thought we was. We more than one piece away.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't think it would happen. So I'm having meetings with ownership, Danny, Dog, like, man, this is the year Kevin Durant coming out. I'm telling you, this dude, we looking at Kevin like, ooh, y'all need to, and we got young Perkins, we got young Al Jefferson, young Tony Allen. Them guys was out of my range, for winning. I got to wait for them to develop in 4 years. I'm going to be on my 10th year or 12th year. I'm going to be like out of my prime or something. So I didn't think it was going to happen. But that was the crossroads. That was the crossroads thing. It was like a blessings in disguise that I broke my foot, that we lost that many games, because we was at least middle of the road team with me healthy. We was like hovering around 500. But when I broke my foot and we was able to get that draft pick that led to Ray and Kevin, it was like a blessing in disguise, because I was ready to go.
Wow.
Yep, it was,
because you was not good enough to win the championship, but you wasn't bad enough to lose the tank and get a top 3, top 4 pick.
I'm on losing teams and I'm still making the All-Star game.
Wow.
Like, I'm every year losing teams, and that's hard to do.
Yeah.
On a losing team, still they like, man, he's in the All-Star game. He's in. But we losing. And so I was just like, man, it ain't gonna happen. But that was the crossroads of the summer, to where we was favored to get the number 1 pick. We got the 5th pick. I had a watch party for the draft. I was like, oh, I'm thinking like, we get Kevin Durant, I could stick around.
Right.
This kid gonna turn the franchise around.
Yeah.
I could see that. We didn't get it. I thought that was it. I thought I was out of there.
Yeah.
Then they maneuvered, got Ray. I was like, oh, hold on. They just traded for Ray. I know I'm sticking around. You ain't gonna trade for an older player, to not have me.
Right.
So we must be in rumors. Kevin coming? Y'all, we trying to get Kevin? Oh man, that's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted.
You got a ticket, you good now.
Man, all I ever wanted was just a chance.
Right.
Just give me a chance. Like when you look at the great players, like even look at LeBron, he needed Wade and Bosh.
Yes.
I don't care how great LeBron was.
You ain't winning by yourself.
It's tough to win by yourself.
It is.
You need other
You can
great
win,
players.
but winning a championship.
Win a championship, right? You got to have another great player. And so it was a blessing in disguise, and the rest was history.
Is it true that you demanded to be traded to the Mavericks?
I actually was in the club that summer and ran into Mark Cuban and Dirk partying. Went to their section, and I was like, telling my agent I want to go play them, because that year, so that year they was a 50-win team.
Yeah,
I think they was the number 1 seed in the West, and they lost the first round.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is perfect.
That's the year they lost to the Warriors, wasn't it?
Yes. So I was like, I thought it was lined up. I was like, ooh, they can win it. They need, if they get me,
right,
because they already really good.
Yeah.
We can win it. So my mind was like, ooh, I'm all dirt need.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to line that up. Like, ooh, if I can get to Dallas, they already good. I can give them that extra dog they need. But it didn't work out. And then the Celtics did what they did.
Right. Is it true that you and Kobe had a bet that who was going to get traded first?
Yeah, we did. Damn, how you know about that? Damn, that's crazy. We was at UCLA playing pickup game.
Right.
And this is the same year. We both garbage. We both in the lottery. We had UCLA, we playing against each other. Then it was like the rounds was over, so he sit on the sideline. I was like, man, we weak. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to get out of there. I think he was talking about Chicago.
Yeah, he almost got dealt in Chicago.
Yeah, I think he was talking. That's how me and he was talking, because we used to play in the summer. And he was like, man, I'm gonna get out. He was like, I'm out of here. I said, I'm out of there too. And then we was like, I bet I'll get out of there before you. He was like on the sideline chopping it up like that, because we was so bad the year before. And then the crazy part about it, that next year we in a championship against each other. Ain't that crazy?
Because that's when they got Powell, right?
Yep. The summer before, we both thought we was
out of there.
Out of there. Yep.
Do you believe, had they not gotten Powell, had you not got Ray and Ticket, you'd have left?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It was the marriage would have been over. It was just it would have been too frustrated. I wasn't gonna be happy. It would have got to the point to where I probably would have forced my way. It would have went boiling over.
But when you get Ticket, you get Ray. How are you guys able to blend it? Because normally it takes time for a team. You guys have never played together. maybe you played with Ray when he was in Milwaukee. Y'all was in the All-Star game together, but Ticket was always in the West. I know you had a relationship with Ticket when he was in the McDonald's All-American game, but you guys had never played together. How was Doc able to mesh you guys? Those are a lot of big personalities now that you got to mesh together. That's a lot. You got to bring it to a locker room.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Doc is great at that. Man, what Doc first did, when we first did the press conference, man, we went on a tugboat ride, just us three. We went around the city, and we was just talking to Doc, like, how we going to make this work, because everybody, it was a lot of speculation that I was going to be the odd man, that I was going to be the egotistical one out of everybody, and Paul he's going to be selfish, he ain't going to work with them. It was a lot of people saying that. And I was just like, all I ever wanted was some other teammates.
An opportunity.
Opportunity. But I will tell you, like, Kevin, he was the lead dog in all this, to be honest, because Kevin is the most selfless superstar ever in history.
Wow.
He came in and was just like, Paul, this is your team. I'm just here to help. I was just like, damn, because I was thinking like, man, Kevin's the man.
You talking about the guy that's the MVP?
KG, then the MVP?
Yeah.
He just was like, P, this is your squad. I just want to help win a championship. Man, I ain't trying to step on no toes. Everybody dropped their egos at the door. But the thing is, we all had previous relationships, whether it was me with Kevin, Kevin with Ray, Kevin with both of us. And that whole summer, we talked on the phone every day.
Wow.
Call Kevin, hey, let's book Ray in. Boom, man, let's get to Boston early, man. We gonna do this. Man, we was making summer plans to win the championship the summer before. Wow. That's how we was talking. Say, man, we gonna win it together. And then when we win it, we gonna go to Italy. That's the conversations we had. We gonna go here. I'm telling you, we was already seen it.
Yeah, y'all was already locked in like that.
Man, we seen it. We was like, man, we gonna win this. And of course, everybody, we on the cover of every magazine. I'm talking about people hated that.
Right.
Oh man, the teams across the league, like they ain't won nothing yet. Why y'all crowning them?
Right. But
it was like the Holy Trinity. It just came together right away. So, man, it was crazy. I couldn't believe when you look back at it now, it do take time to come together.
Yes.
It came right together.
Yes.
Like day one, we got out the gate like 7-0. Like came out like didn't have no issues. You know what our first issue was? The first round of the playoffs. We like when we went to Game 7 with the Hawks. That was our first adversity. We had no adversity throughout the whole year. We came out just smacking teams like out the gate. First adversity was in the playoffs. That's when we started learning more. Game 7, first round. Second round, another Game 7 again versus LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, man, we like, oh, damn. So
once you guys got past that, you like, we're going to win the championship.
100%. Once we got past that young bull, I was like, it was all downhill. But then you think that, like, you get Detroit, but then you got to run into the Mamba.
Yeah.
That's why we tell people it's hard to win.
Yes.
It's hard to win a chip. Shannon, you know this.
Yes, for sure.
Like,
the hardest thing to do is win in professional sports and then win consistently.
Yeah.
Because you can have a little success, and sometimes a little success goes to people's head.
Right.
Because the hardest, I remember we won the first Super Bowl. Gary Kubiak, who was our offensive coordinator, he called me in the office at 84. He said, you know what, congratulations. He congratulated. He said, the hardest thing to do, he says, to repeat. Yeah. I said, why you say that, Cool? He says, because everybody thinks they're the reason why they won. He said, the people that cut the grass out there,
right? The
reason why you won is because look how good we cut that grass.
Right.
The people that craft services, that bring the food, it's them. It's the people that clean, it's them. Everybody thinks they're the reason why.
Yes, yes.
And that's not it.
We saw that with our team, and you see it, like once you win it, people think they can do more.
Yeah.
They didn't do more before. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you saw that, huh?
Yes.
We saw that too, because people wanted more of a role now.
Yes.
They went from like, I'm making the fries. I want to make the burgers now.
Yeah. Hey.
Like,
I don't want to make no fries. I want to be cashier. Right. I don't need to be making how they catch the grease popping on me.
Right.
I want to be, and who was at the cashier, now they want to be a manager.
Right. Right. Now you like, come on, man.
Absolutely.
This is why it worked. This is why this is why this system worked.
Right.
You was doing that.
The super team. You guys were, so people don't want to say it, but you guys were a super team. Because Ray was a perennial all-star.
For sure.
Ticket was a perennial all-star and an MVP. You were a perennial all-star.
Yeah.
I would consider that a super team. Did you consider it a super team at the time?
The way we was when we was flying in these cities in our hotels, it was packed outside. It felt like it.
That's what I knew we were a super team.
Hey, look, that's what I knew. I didn't know at first, but when we landed in certain cities and that crowd be out there in front of that hotel, we was a super team.
But you know what? And what irks me is that I'm old enough to remember. Is that seems like fans are okay if a team put a super team together. Mm-hmm. There have always been super teams. What the hell you think the 80 Lakers were?
Yep.
What do you think the 80 Celtics were?
Six.
They were super teams.
Yeah, they were.
They just had Bird. I mean, think about it. Bird is the 50th anniversary team. So is Kevin McHale, and so is Robert Parrish.
Yep.
They had Dennis Johnson.
Yep.
They had Tiny Archibald.
5 Hall of Famers.
They had Bill Walton.
Yep.
Look at the Lakers. Kareem, Magic, Worthy, Wilt,
Yep.
Bob McAdoo.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all noticed anything. Yeah. All those guys in the Hall of Fame. So they were a super team. They've always been super teams. Go back and look at the 60 Celtics. They had 11 Hall of Famers of 13 guys. Yeah. Look at the Lakers. Yep. So they've always been that. It's just that guys now have better relationships. They grew up like you and Kevin. They play AAU ball together. They're comfortable playing. Well, Bird would have never wanted to play with Magic. Well, Bird didn't have a relationship since he was 9, 10 years old with Magic.
Yeah.
So the only time they saw each other maybe was the McDonald's All-American or once they got to the NBA.
Yeah. But I think the problem what people have with the super teams today or with whenever, Kevin and LeBron is how they came together.
Right.
Like ours was manufactured. It wasn't like, hey, Kev, come play with me or Ray. It was Danny maneuvering the trades, and hopefully things had to.
Well, everybody ain't got Danny Ainge though.
They had to have the right pieces, and all of that. And so I think people kind of frown upon Bron going there and Durant going, where he went, but. You got to have other great players to win.
You got to.
You got to. And I mean,
just think about it. The Lakers won the NBA title and got the number 1 pick in the draft. So just imagine if y'all had won the title and you get the next year y'all get the number 1 pick in the draft.
Right.
They won the NBA title and got James Worthy. How is that fair?
Yeah. I don't know how they was maneuvering back then. Jerry Buss and Red Auerbach, I don't know how they was maneuvering. They was running the league, huh?
Because back then, you could declare for the draft and go back. Larry Bird declared for the draft and went back.
Yeah.
So that's how the Celtics kept his rights. The Celtics kept his rights.
Yeah, right.
So just think about it. Be like, I'm going back to school. Right. And they still got your rights.
Right.
So and back then, they had territorial rights. So you come out, you was going to a city that was close by you. There's a lot of things that if they were to do that now, people lose their mind.
There was some things, there was some chess going on back then for sure. And that's why the league grew to what it grew into.
You said something very interesting. You said it takes more than one great player to win a championship. You see LeBron leave Cleveland and then go to Miami, team up with D. Wade, team up with Bosh. But it took a Battier making shots. It took a Mike Miller making shots. It took a Rio making shots. Can you explain to people that watch the game of basketball, love the game of basketball, why and how it's so difficult to win a championship? Because you play, all the 82 games and, a Tuesday night game, man, I don't feel like it, but somehow you got to summon it up to give it everything that you got.
Yeah.
Why is it so difficult to win an NBA title?
Because you have to be good and lucky. There's going to be an element of luck involved in every championship run and year. And what I mean by that is health is a thing.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, Toronto is not beating Golden State if KD
is 100% healthy. Absolutely not.
Right?
No.
And there's just certain things that happen along the route that is just like if Kawhi misses that shot that bounces off the
15 times to go in.
Yeah, it's just a luck is a major factor.
Right.
And health. like if you're one of the league, I always say this, say like, Paul, who's going to win the championship? So every year you got about 4 or 5 teams that can win it.
Can realistically win it.
So I say, all right, whatever team is the healthiest at the end will win. So like, look at OKC's run. They went 7 games with Denver. The kid strains his hamstring. What's his name? Gordon.
Aaron Gordon.
I'm thinking like, man, they pushed him to 7. If he's healthy, it's going to be tough. And look at Indiana.
Tyrese Halliburton.
How lucky was he? Them shots, boom. Going, like, it's an element in all of this.
I think he hit like 3 game winners.
3 game winners that win this
And then
way.
they go 7
Right.
with Indiana, but he tears his Achilles early in the game. So you're right, who knows?
Like, does OKC beat a healthy Boston team?
Right.
You know, who knows? So, I mean, it is what it is, and it's part of the game. So I always say that luck is an element. I feel like in 2010, if Perkins don't tear his ACL, we got somebody that we can put on Gasol to where, because Gasol went crazy on us in Game 7.
Yes.
And so I feel like, man, maybe they got lucky.
Right.
You know, so it's always something, you know. So I feel like those are the 2 big reasons you win or you don't.
Being around the game, following the game, you still study the game. Has there been a player ever been as criticized as LeBron James?
Never. Like, the pressure that was on, like I told you earlier in this conversation.
Because you said when you was in the locker room, you was in the All-Star game in Philly, and they said there's a 17-year-old kid that's in high school that can play in this game right now.
That's the hype he was getting. And under these conditions with the social media and to be able to live up to it, like, when you look at all the great athletes all through time, and, you know, people will say, I don't like LeBron. That's not true. I have much respect for LeBron. Like, LeBron.
Because y'all had battles.
Like, LeBron is the reason I am who I am.
Right.
You know, like, I became a better player playing against him. And what I will say, there's nobody in the history of the game that's been as hyped, that's lived up to it and surpassed it and had to carry so much weight on his shoulders politically, athletically, and then be under the microscope to be a household citizen.
Yes.
Like, he has no blemishes.
Yes. He
Like,
got no margin for error.
Like, he has no margin. Think about all our great athletes. Ali had his. You know, Russell went through his. Magic went through. Jordan had his thing with the gambling. Like, every Floyd Mayweather had his issues with the jail. Tyson. All the greats at the top went through something. LeBron is 20-something years in, and I don't see no blemish.
Yeah.
That's incredible to me, because I had to really sit back at it like, damn, you know, Kobe dealt with his thing in Colorado, got past that. Like, he ain't, what did he deal with? Man, he been model citizen.
Yeah.
Like, even if there's some speculated rumors, it ain't nationally, whatever he dealt with behind, whatever, who cares? But to go through your career, how he's went through it, is incredible, man.
I tell people all the time, I say, no matter what you thought he would be, he superseded it.
He became that and more.
Ain't nobody you thought, you was like, yeah, he good, he really good. But you ain't thought this man was going to be no 4-time league MVP, no 4 times finals MVP, would play this many years, because people thought Kareem's record was going to be untouchable. Because Big after Kareem got, they let Kareem get the rebound, pass it out, Magic hold that thing up, all right, get on down there, go get that cap and throw it to him. He's a wing guy. Guys ain't supposed to play that long, play that well. True, that ain't supposed to happen. I don't care what anybody say. You're not supposed to play 22 years and play at the level. The man was an all-NBA selection. The man was 6th in MVP voting in year 22. Yeah. And he's still regarded as a top 10 player.
I'm just trying to think, like, if I was given the nickname Truth my rookie year and I made one All-Star game, I'd be getting killed. Like, he had the nickname King from day one. And lived up to it.
Yes.
You know, think about it. Nobody got their nickname. Only one that got their nickname early was Magic.
Yes. that in high school.
And lived up to it.
Yes.
Like who had a nickname as a rookie coming in and lived up to it?
Yeah.
Like we all got our nicknames. Like Allen Iverson, the answer got his when he became the answer.
Right. And the ticket got his when he got that big contract.
Right, he got a big contract. Like the nicknames didn't come until you really did something.
Right.
He got his before he actually did something and lived up to it. So that's crazy right there.
Those battles that you had with LeBron, you say it helped shape who you became. And you knew that you had to go through Cleveland when he was on Cleveland. Mm-hmm. In order to get to where you wanted to go, the destination, you had to go through the king.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not a top 75 player today if I don't have battles with him and having those type of game sevens
right.
and playoff moments against him. I'm not a Hall of Famer if, I don't do those things against him and Kobe. So that's why I say, me being able to put on that jacket, he was a big part of that.
Right.
You gotta go through some real battles with some real players, to really get that kind of credibility. Mm-hmm. I was an all-star player, but you gotta have shining moments versus the best.
You do.
Versus the best. And when you do that, then you get verified.
Yeah.
And so I needed him. And I think he needed me too.
For sure.
Because when I look at it, we was putting him out the playoffs, and that critical game 6 in Boston that he had, if he loses that game, that changes.
Oh yeah,
that changes.
He's not thought of in the light that he's thought of now.
That
Absolutely.
changes.
After losing in the fashion that they lost the previous year to Dallas, and to come back and to lose in 6 games, and but it was that game that now okay. Now we see why people call him that. Now we see why 45-15. Nobody expected that.
Yeah, but that was a game where he went into a hostile environment. Yeah. We win that game, we go back to the finals.
Yes.
So he went there. He had to have the mindset where people was like, he doesn't have the killer instinct. Mm-hmm. He's not clutch. It was all these things being said about him. He erased all that in that game. And then in that game 7, when they beat us in Miami.
Because he had 30. Well, he had 30,
40, probably that game too. So when you start having games like that, it builds that in you now. So when I start hitting game winners, I feel like I hit them all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They give P, let's run this pin down. Let's run this flare to P. Let P come up off this thing.
So now that aura in him, I felt like it grew.
Yeah.
Going through Boston and having that type of game.
Wow. You get to your first finals. Unfortunately, you got to play your hometown team. Mm. You got a team that you grew up thinking about. You saw Magic with all those titles. You saw Cap, Kareem, and Word, and all those. You grew up. You understand the tradition of the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah. But you also understand the rivalry that is the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. So now, damn, I wouldn't have it any other way, Boston versus the Lakers. But they got a mofo over there that wear that number. He's 24 at the time? I think he's 24 then.
24.
Man, why can't I get somebody else that's a little easier to get me a first one?
And Shannon, you know this. To win is stressful.
It is.
It's because people don't take into the account. I'm not talking to family members. You
locked in.
I'm so locked in that it's putting stress on my wife and kids because I don't want to sleep in the same room now.
Right.
Because I want to be over here. Yes. And now I lose a game. Now I'm not talking to nobody. It's so stressful and it puts a strain on the people around you. And that's the part that don't get talked about enough.
Right.
It's more than a game.
It is. You got that 7 times.
Man.
See, we in the Super Bowl with 1 game.
Yeah.
So my family's coming. The kids are coming. I go see them for a 30 minutes that Thursday when they arrive. After that, my mom, everybody said, y'all not going to see your dad until after the game.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to call me until after the game because I'm focused. I don't need to, go to SeaWorld, go to Disneyland, go wherever y'all want to go. It's on me, but don't call me unless it's an absolute emergency, somebody going to the hospital. Right. I don't hear nothing.
Just the rise of the rise and fall of the emotions.
It is
I'm
bad.
damn, all right, we beat LeBron, all right, cool. Now we got Cole, King Cole, Mamba. Man, it's you can't sleep some night.
Right.
You got to figure out damn, you up watching tape. You Then you in the hotel. This party I'm talking about. You in the hotel. People yelling outside the hotel.
Yeah.
Like
pull the fire alarm. You can't get no sleep at night.
It's all kind of things that can distract you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but I wouldn't have wanted no other way. You know, for me as a kid growing up in Inglewood to play the Lakers, a team that I grew up a fan of, and then now I'm a part of this history of Boston and LA. Like, I couldn't have asked it to be any other way. It was almost storybook.
Right.
Like, damn, I'm really playing the Lakers in the finals? Like, I'm be part of this forever.
Let me ask you this, because I've heard, and not just in basketball, but I've heard this in football too. I've heard guys said that when they won a championship, it's not what they thought it would be. Like, is this it? When you won the championship, was it everything that you thought it would be?
Man, Shannon, it was everything and more. I built my whole life around this. Like, it's just like, I don't know who say stuff like that, but like when I dedicate my life to this,
yes,
and for just this one moment, even if it was only for like that night or whatever, I can say this for the rest of my life. It was everything and more. I still feel it.
Yeah.
When I go to Boston, it's cheers. When I look up and I see that banner, it's not going nowhere.
It's over. It's never.
It's everything.
I'm a part of this.
When I go to Pierce, the meal is on us.
Yeah.
Like, it's everything and more than I thought it was gonna be. Because I didn't know. I mean, the feeling is there, but when it's constantly like you still feel it. It's been 17 years since I won, and it's still every time I'm in the city. It
still feel like yesterday.
It still feel like we won it yesterday.
It does.
You know?
It does. Because to be a part of it, Denver, I was a part of the first one to win a championship in Denver. We went back to back. I went to Baltimore. I was the first to win there. When you put, and that's why I don't know how you feel, because I like to ask athletes. They're like, man, when you lost, I said, man, it broke me. I said, because I knew how. I said, things hurt when you put so much into it. When you put so much of your time, your energy, and effort into something, and it doesn't work out, it don't just have to be sports. It can be a relationship. It can be a business. The more you put into something, the more it hurt when it doesn't work.
Right.
Man, look here. I lost to Jacksonville in '96. I still ain't got over that. It's been 30 years.
Yeah, I ain't got over 2010. Game 7. And we up in the fourth quarter. Like, it's still
because you know what you put into it. You know how many times you ran those dunes. You know how many times that you denied certain things just so you could be the best truth you could possibly be.
Right.
And when it doesn't work,
man, it's equivalent to a man being married 20 years and divorcing.
Yeah.
And you like, damn, I done invested all of
this
time and energy, and it didn't work out. That feeling is not a good feeling.
It's not.
And it sticks.
Because you feel like you're a failure. Because what did I do? Because now guess what I got to do? I got to replay it over and over.
Over and over.
What could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? Man, if I'd have trained a little harder, if I'd have lifted a little bit more weight, maybe if I didn't go out that night, maybe if I'd have studied a little. I mean, all that is the same thing.
Same thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll never let it go. To this day, I never watched that game. That game 7 we lost.
I haven't watched that game, that division round playoff to game. No, I don't need to see it.
I don't need to see that.
I know what happened.
Right. People always say, "You watch?" No, I ain't watching that. I ain't watching that. I know what happened. Right, like you said.
But in that game, man, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out how you get wheeled off in a wheelchair, P.
All right, look. So the diagnosis is a strained meniscus. That was the diagnosis the next day. Have you ever strained a meniscus?
I have.
You know you can still play on that.
Yeah.
But it hurts. It hurts. It still hurt. Yeah. And I don't know. And then your knee is kind of loose. It's wiggly.
Oh, yeah. You don't have real stability. Loose. I mean, maybe y'all can play on it. It's hard to play on that if you're a football player, all that plant to cut that we got to do.
And so when it first happened, it was like a sharp pain.
Yeah.
So it was going down my leg, and I was just like, I ain't never felt no sharp pain in my knee.
Right.
And so that's why I reacted the way I reacted, but I didn't know the severity of it.
Right.
I just felt the sharp pain.
Right.
And I knew it was something. So, like, doctors like, oh, get away from him. Like, dang. Pick him up. Get the wheelchair. I ain't asked for no wheelchair.
Yeah.
I just say, hey, hold on, get the wheelchair. You know, they just brought it out. And then they had cameras all on everything, all in the hallway and everything. So I was just like, man, when I got back to the back, I was like, all right, hold on, man. Let me stand up. Let me see how to put weight on it. I didn't put weight on it. Think about it, because they carried me.
Yeah.
And I sat down.
Yeah.
So let me see where it's at. So I stood up. I was like, yeah, all right.
It ain't bad.
It ain't that bad. I'm doing this, and it's kind of loose.
Right.
But it ain't. I'm weight bearing, and you know anything that's weight bearing, you good.
You good? Yeah.
You know, because you know how a sprained ankle feels. It's hard to put the weight on.
Yeah,
it.
you can't put the weight.
Any other injury whether it's in your legs, it's hard to put the weight on. So once I put the weight on it, I was like, it ain't as bad. Let me give me a knee brace. It just feels like loose, like it's gonna tear any second.
Right.
Let me just stabilize it, and let me see how I feel.
Right.
And it's the finals.
Right.
I ain't never been to the finals.
Right.
And it's game 1.
And I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to the finals.
If I'm ever coming back, I'm going back out there.
Right.
Doc was like, no, listen. I said, man, I can put weight on it. I just ran out there. I was supposed to be on the thing. He was supposed to test it, do all this other stuff just to make sure it wasn't nothing. Man, I ran out of there.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm good. Give me the knee brace. And I just ran out of there.
So it wasn't for you to go to the bathroom?
No. I made a joke up on the halftime show. Man, come on. Why would I go to the bathroom in the biggest game of my life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why,
I mean, but if y'all have to go to the bathroom, but if y'all have to go to the can y'all go? You ain't
I've never had to go to the bathroom during the game. Never.
Because we got to go. We go on the sideline.
Yeah, but I ain't never walked off bench to go to the bathroom.
Really?
Never. If I have to, it's going to be at halftime.
No, you can't wait that.
I ain't never left the bench to lose the bathroom. Ever.
You end up with dropping 15 points in the third quarter, shooting 70% from the field. People like, man, I don't know if two would really hurt.
I love that. This is gonna live forever. Hey, I love
That's
it.
your Kirk Gibson moment. Kirk Gibson against the A's when he hit that home run.
That lean over, that stretch out home run. Yeah, I remember that. Oh man, it's gonna live forever.
You win it the first year, and then you come back. You're back in the finals, and you're facing the same team, and it comes down to a game 7.
Man, against the Mamba again. Man, that's tough, because you talking about we got to play the greatest, and he ain't going to just keep struggling, you feel like. But they was built. And Kobe, his will, and he didn't have the best game, but he turned Paul Gasol into Paul Gasol.
Right.
And that
because y'all neutralized him.
Yeah.
It was Powell, and then in Meta, then around our chance Meta Royal piece, but he hit that shot. When he hit that shot, Paul, what went through your mind?
You know what? I couldn't even be mad because I didn't watch the game, but I know the play because it's. Let's think about this. You got Kobe Bryant is isoed on the left wing on Ray Allen, and this is a crucial possession.
Right.
So,
because I think they're up 1.
They up 1. So if we get a stop.
Yeah.
We because Kobe known for icing the game right here. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, let me help off of Meta. Because that's Kobe.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget who this is. Like, we'll worry about him later.
Right.
So when Kobe drove, I stepped up to hell no, we can't let him beat us because he can beat us.
Right.
They going to have to prove that these other guys can beat us.
Right.
And when he hit the shot, it just proved that he had other guys that can beat us.
Right.
So I couldn't even be mad, that Ron, because he was struggling from 3 all series long. So I was just like, he had a late contested 3, then hats off. Couldn't even be mad because we can't let this dude beat us.
Anybody but Kobe.
Anybody, because we know he can beat us.
Yeah.
Because he's beaten too many teams. So it was just like, damn. And we had to lead most of the game. I think we led like 90% of the game.
Right.
Like, it was unreal. I can't even.
You mentioned Game 7. Is it fair that Doc receives criticism for the Game 7s that he lost? He's lost them to the Clippers. He lost. You guys had a 3-2 lead in that series because they went back for both games and they won Game 6 and Game 7. Is it fair that Doc receives the criticism that he receives for losing Game 7? No coach in NBA history has lost more Game 7.
Really? Really?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Remember they lost the one that really is that when they had Embiid and Harden, and I think it was the reason. I think they lost to the Hawks. Remember they lost to the Hawks?
They lost to the Hawks?
Yeah.
Damn.
When Ben Simmons wouldn't take that shot.
Oh, damn. Oh, right. Underneath
He had
the basket.
Yes. And then they had another one, I think. Who did they lose to? They might have lost to the Celtics.
Yeah, to the Celtics, I think.
In a game 7.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, like, I will say this about the NBA, and it's different from football. Like, you can have a player carry you to a win. One player is good enough, your best player, to say, come on, guys, I got this tonight. You know what I'm saying? You done seen it too many times. Like, no, I got this tonight.
Yeah.
We done seen Dirk Nowitzki do it to the Heat.
Yep.
Like, y'all get on my back.
Right.
Like, it, and then when you get to the game 7, really coaching is out the window. It's like, they know all our plays. You know, the scout report.
You know what they do.
The scout, this comes down to your stars.
Yes.
All game 7 comes down to your stars. And point blank period. So I can't put that on Doc. You know, I could put the 3-1 blown series leads on Doc. When he's been up 3-1.
Yeah.
I think he blown like 2 or 3 series.
Yeah, with
like
Clippers
that.
and just the Nuggets.
Right.
He had that with the Magic against the Pistons.
Yep. Yes.
Tracy McGrady.
I remember that because Tracy was like,
I know what it's like to go to the second round.
Like,
he ain't make it.
I'll never forget that. That's on the coach and the player then. But like game 7 is on your best players, truthfully. Right. Like they got to step up and bring you home.
We need some clarification. The Ray Allen. Ray decides to go to the Heat.
Right.
You, KG, Rondo. Are you upset that he left, or are you upset? Part of you might be upset that he left, but did it have more to do with where he left and went to?
Absolutely. It was absolutely where he went. You got to understand, we've been battling on LeBron for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So now they're our rival.
Yeah.
Like not the Heat aren't our rival. It's LeBron. He's our rival. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, dude, we just played them in the playoffs a year ago. Like, you can't go play with them.
So you don't want him to go help him get a championship?
Yeah, nah, that ain't how this works. Nah, I would have been better off him going to the Lakers, and that's our biggest rival.
Damn.
I would have been cooler with him doing that.
If Ray Allen say, you know what, hey man, look here, I'm leaving, blah blah blah. I'm going to join Kobe. You cool with that?
If we had that conversation and it was like a conversation, I think the biggest issue, Shannon, was we didn't have no conversation with him. Listen, and I tell this story all the time, we was a brotherhood. When you win and our wives are friends and our kids are friends, we doing family stuff, Halloween, Thanksgiving. And for you to abruptly leave without a conversation, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this.
Right.
We built something here. Like, is there something, like if there was an issue with contract, maybe there's something I can talk to Danny about or Wick. Like, lean on us first. Like, to us to wake up and hear it.
Right.
Like, that's the issue I had.
Right.
And me and him had that conversation. I was like, damn, we couldn't even get a phone call or nothing. Like, is it something we could have done? Like, we could have maybe talked to Doc if the contract wasn't to your liking or whatnot. You didn't like your role on the team. Like something, like what is it? Maybe we can help. But like to just like get up, leave the house, don't tell us where you going, then we see where you at.
Right.
Mama didn't like that. I couldn't do that.
Rumor had it that Ray was looking for homes when he.
Wow, during the Miami series the year before. Like before.
Is that true?
No, this was the rumor that when we were playing Miami in the playoffs the year before.
Right.
While we was down there, he was already looking at houses.
I mean, Miami is nice, B.
Like, you can't be in the middle of the series. You already checked out.
No, I ain't checked out, but Mama want to live in Miami.
Nah.
The weather is nice. I don't want to live in Boston year round.
You already in this series, like, this some bullshit. I'm coming to play for them next year, who we're battling.
You think he was upset with his role?
I think he was upset with his role. And then went to Miami and got the same role. if Ray stayed, we could have won too. I feel like.
You felt at that point in time, if Ray comes back, y'all are equipped to deal with LeBron?
Yeah. Yeah. You understand, we went back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
2 years, like we went to the finals 2010, but then we played them again in the conference finals like 2 or 3 years later in Miami.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we was equipped for a few more years if he stayed.
Right.
So that's what
It's funny how you guys used to handle disagreements in Boston.
Yeah.
It's reported that there was a disagreement between Ray Allen and Rondo.
For sure.
And you brought boxing gloves.
Yep.
And y'all say, okay, settle it.
Man, we was having a lot of tension at the time in the locker room, and it was like little cliques. You know how the teams be.
You gonna click up.
Like, you clicking up, and you know we was in a situation. Our team was built old, young. The young guys kicked it, the old guy kicked it. So we felt the young guys was like, y'all don't mess with us no more. You know what I'm saying? Because something happened, Shan. Like something happened, man. We was on the road one day, and something got back to the wifeys.
Who pillow talking?
Man, it was some pillow talk going on to where it was messing with the locker room.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It came from the young guys. So the old heads, we was like, man, we got to just move like this now. You know what I'm saying? We had to move different now.
Right.
So then they like, man, why y'all don't mess with the young dudes? And then
Nah, y'all talking. Y'all pillow talking.
Yeah. And so then KG got into it with Perk. Rondo got into it with Ray over something. It was just like a division then.
Right.
So it was just too much going on. It was just like, man, all right, we're going to get your issue off. I brought these gloves. I had an issue at the time. We had another dude on our team named Patrick O'Brien, so I started off first.
Yeah.
I said, all right, we're going to get our issue off. Let's put these gloves on because I got an issue with you.
Damn.
We put the gloves on. we put the gloves on, right? So, no, we're going to go 3 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. So then we didn't know that Big Baby had an issue with Tony Allen. So now Big Baby and Tony Allen, they get their issue. All right, who next? Rondo, I want him. Me and Ray.
Damn, he called Ray.
I want him. Come on, let's get it off. And when I tell you I was right there, man, you remember, you just watched that fight, Canelo Bud.
Canelo and Bud,
Remember that 9th round, how Bud came out?
Yeah.
9th round? Rondo came out like that with conviction. He wanted to like he missed all of them.
Yeah.
But
he was trying to tear Ray's head off.
if he had connected on one of them, bro, man, I'm glad he didn't connect on one of them because he was swinging with some conviction. I'm talking about it wasn't no jabs. It was
He wasn't throwing another haymaker.
man, it wasn't no jabs.
So Rondo was throwing one hit a quitter.
Whoa. And I was just like, damn, okay.
You got that? We got that
break
out.
this up. We got to break this up because this is going. If somebody connect, this is going to get out of control.
Right.
So we broke it up. But yeah, they had a little issue, and you know, I don't know.
Did they mend once they got past that? So was it better after that, or they still had friction?
It was friction still. You know,
Because the report is that Ray wanted Chris Paul.
Ooh, I don't know that. Maybe so. It was like, yeah, and I think it got back to Rondo.
Yes.
That's one of them. Mm-hmm. But it was a lot of other stuff I believe that Ray was doing. Because I think, you know, Ray would often go to Doc and be like, you know, Rondo not
Give me the rock. Right.
And I used to be like, Ray, you just go to Rondo.
Just go Rondo.
Yeah, because I used to be like, Rondo, run that. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on, dog. Hey, we got to, like, come on, man. Don't go to...
Yeah.
To go to him.
Because he
like,
will feel you snitching on him.
Yeah, like, go to him.
Yeah.
Because I'll just go right to Rondo, sitting right here. Like, right. Rondo, come on, man. What we doing out here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? that was like, all right, P, I got you. All right, cool.
See, Ray's personality is not like yours. Yeah. See, Ray not confrontational. Ray gonna go to the coach, hey, coach, handle that. And then Rondo gonna realize where it's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. But Ray is not as controversial, but he's political.
Yeah.
So you can politically talk to Rondo. Like, you can use them words to make he understand. Like, me and Rondo might have a shouting match, but we gonna get over it. You gonna talk better to him than me and him.
Right.
Like, yours gonna come off different. We gonna shout it out, and then we gonna be cool, though. But that's how we are.
But you guys, and then there was a ceremony, I think the championship ceremony that and Ray didn't come back for. Or maybe there's something that you guys didn't invite him back.
No. It was something. Ray didn't come to. It was a few things Ray didn't come to, dog. I'm telling you, and that's what made the relationship tough. Because when Rondo first re-signed his new deal, we all had a get-together for him at a restaurant. He didn't show up.
Wait a minute, look here. The man tried to tear my head off. I ain't coming, P. I'm not going to be honest with you.
It's a team thing, though. And so, like, all that built up to...
Man, I might have came and kicked that whole cake over.
So, but we just felt like no matter your relationship, like, we got to support each other.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
If I got a bowling event, y'all all got to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if they doing this, like, come on, everybody support each other. We on the same. We trying to win, bro. Like, you ain't got to stay long.
Right.
You know, and that was kind of like the beginning of the breakup with all of us, and it was just like, man, I wish we could have stayed together a few more years.
You mentioned one of your former teammates, Glenn Big Baby Davis, and he had an unfortunate situation where got involved with some activities, and now he finds himself in federal prison. How difficult is it to see? For me, it's very difficult to see my former teammates when they fall on hard times. Because I remember, I choose to remember the great times that we have in the locker rooms, on the bus, on the planes, laughing and joking on the practice field, and to see him going through what he's going through. How difficult is that, UP? Man,
you hate to see, a few things when you're done playing that you've accomplished so much with people. You hate to see, them go broke, and need something from you, because I'm always willing to help.
Yeah.
You hate to see them go to jail, which has happened in this situation. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Big Baby. I would love to, reach out. I've had a few teammates go to jail, actually. And, sometimes, it's hard to communicate because you got the letter writing and the visitations, you got to do so much. And then they in other states.
Yeah.
And so you try to just talk through other people
that
can get the message closer to family members. But you hate to see that type of stuff because of the bonds you
built.
You built, and you hate to see people fall on tough times.
Yep.
And, hopefully this makes him stronger because, him going in, he seemed like he was on some positive vibes. He didn't seem worried because he was all on Instagram, and you never know. Instagram covers up a lot of our emotions.
Yeah, Instagram fake.
It covers up who we really are.
Because Instagram got me thinking I'm broke. Because everybody got color in it, everybody got urises, I was like, well, damn, what they doing that I...
Right.
I'm like, well, damn, y'all got it like that?
Right. I'm like,
everybody happy, everybody in a happy relationship, P. Everybody been married for 10, 15 years. They got the woman of their dreams, they got the man of their dreams, the family is great. I'm like, come on now.
Nah. What you see on there and what you see in person is two different things.
Entirely.
That makeup come off. We know what's under that makeup.
KG, you mentioned that you guys had a great relationship, and everybody talk about how intense he is and how much he talks. Could you tell when KG was getting under people's skin?
Yeah. I mean, dude, KG is just an intimidating force, just looking at him. His aura.
Yeah.
He got a whole aura about him, just walking in the room. And then if he start barking at you and saying stuff, it's just you got to understand a lot of and he do it to the younger guys too, a lot of the younger guys looked up to him.
They did.
And it was just I done heard some stuff ooh.
Is that true what he told Joakim Noah? Because he's like, hey, man, I admire you, man, the way you play. He said, man, get on my D, man. Stop him.
I was right there. I was right.
He said that for real, Pete?
Man, 100%. Man, look, Joakim, and they made up since then, and we laugh about it. And Joakim is cool. So we was at the free throw line. He was like, man, I'm sitting right there. I heard the whole thing. I'm right there. He was like, yeah, KG, man, I just want you to know, man, I look up to you. Man, I had your poster and everything, man. Damn, I would love to work out something along that.
Yeah.
Like, man, get off my D. Dude. I was like, damn. No, but look, it was another one. Here go another one. Here go another story that I don't think got out. It was another player. He was like, hey, hey, we at the free throw line again because this one guys like to talk. He like, hey, Kev, man, I just want to invite you. I'm having my wedding this summer. I would like to get you invited, man. Kevin, man, looked up and said, fuck you. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, damn, KG. I look like, man. So the one thing I did learn, dude, don't talk to Kevin during the game. Like,
right.
Talk to him before or after, or text him that. Like, y'all over here telling this stuff during the game. He is in full gladiator mode right now, dude. Leave him alone.
Right.
Like, come on, stop that, y'all.
The situation that he and Carmelo got into it, the Cheerios things have been debunked.
Yeah.
But how surprised were you that Melo was waiting at the bus and wanted to throw hands at KG?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on because I think I was still in the shower or something.
Yeah.
Before I realized what was going on.
Right.
Like, and I didn't even hear what was said to this day, and I've never asked him.
Right.
It's just certain things you just don't even want to know if it's true or not, and that's one of them for me. And it was just like, damn, he really got under Melo's skin. And then when it came out that he was talking about somebody's wife and all that, and I was like, man, I done heard KG talk a lot of shit, but I don't think he went there with it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he thought he heard something like that, but I ain't never heard nothing to that. To where you, like, that's crossing the line.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, people don't play about the wives, the girlfriend, kids. Hey, you stay away from that.
Yeah, stay away from that. Everything else is fair game. All right, we playing a game, it's whatever, but like the personal family and kids and wives, they keep that out of it. Now, I've heard the girlfriend stuff a lot. The girlfriends is open.
Yo, they do, yeah, for
the
sure.
Girl, if it's just your girlfriend, that's open season. I done heard stuff like that, not from him, but other players. Like, hey, that's your girl. Oh, yeah, she was with me. It's like, you said that? Like, in the game. I was like, what? To the other player, and the player was out his game the rest of the game. Man, it's some stuff. I know you done heard some stuff, too.
Oh, for sure.
Man. Oh, man.
I might have uttered a few today. Let's go ahead and talk that, like you said, fair game. Did you trash talk to Kobe?
Sometime, but like Kobe, he different. Like he like sometimes his smack talker was breathing hard on you. Like he had just had this look in his nose. He had this thing with his nose and flared. Like he wouldn't say nothing. I was just like, oh shit, you know what? I shouldn't have said nothing. No, but it was one All-Star game. So we beat them in the finals. So the next year in the All-Star game, he at the free throw line, and I yelled something from the bench. Like, that's why y'all blew it last year or something. I said something foul.
Yeah, you gonna choke like you did in the finals last year.
Choke, yeah. I said, you choke, you gonna choke. Man, we was about to fight in the All-Star game.
For real?
Dude, he came over to me on the bench. Walked right dead over there, got in my face. I had to stand up. Like, hold on.
Oh, you ain't gonna stand up over me now. Come on.
Yeah.
You ain't been son me.
So I had to stand up. Like, what you talking about then? So I'm thinking, like, dude, like he really, like, it's the All-Star game. I know we about to, I'm thinking we about to squabble in the All-Star game. He was hot. I was like, damn. All right, you know what? I ain't trying to do all that in the All-Star game. For real. Man, I was like, damn, you know what? Let me chill.
You mentioned the battle. Like you said, look, I'm not a top 75 player. I'm not thought of as the player I am if I don't have those battles with LeBron. When he's at Cleveland, when he's at Miami, he's at Miami. I'm in Brooklyn. A lot of times you guys guarded each other. That game, I think, was that game 6? I think it was game 6. You had 40, he had 42, or you had 42, he had 40, but you guys were going at it. You guys,
we game 7 Boston, we both had 40.
Yeah. You guys were going at it.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do to get him off his game? Is there a spot you're trying to keep him from getting to? Are you talking to him like, bro, this is not your year. This is not it?
I would talk to LeBron at go our meetings at the free throw line again. Like, I always used to say he gonna choke at the line,
Right?
Because at the time he was always missing big free throws,
right?
But like like when he's on, you can't stop him because the strategy is to make him shoot jumpers,
right?
But if his jumper is on, if he hitting, then it's over,
right? And that's what happened in that game 6 in the Garden.
Yeah. Oh, he was hitting everything, fadeaways, threes, because the scouting is to go under the pick and roll,
right?
Let him shoot jumpers, but if his jumper is on, it's nothing you can do because he's on. Now, if you when you get down, you don't want to give him the free jumper because now you got to get up.
Right.
Now he going by you and doing all that. Man, it was just like, man, you got to pick the lesser of two evils. But if he got them both going, it's a long night. And he's so strong, man. I just remember trying to foul him, bro. You damn near had to WWF him to just stop him from getting the and one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember so many different fouls I gave, and I'm damn near tackling them, and he's still almost
Because you see the one with the Morris twin when he's playing Boston, and he grabs him by the back, and LeBron still lays it up and gets the and one.
I did that so many times to where it's down. You damn near got to tackle him to stop him from, like, getting the and one.
Right.
Especially when he got that full steam ahead. It's like, man.
You mentioned it's reported that you told him I have the ball to take that shot in Game 5 of the 2000 Eastern Conference Finals. You said that?
It sound like me. That sound like something I say.
I'm trying to figure out why you and UD got hit. You and UD done ironed y'all differences out.
I ain't talked to UD. I really ain't got no beef with UD. Like, cause and I said some things. And the reason I said what I said, because I didn't appreciate what UD said about Russell.
Russell Westbrook?
No, Bill Russell.
Real Russell, okay.
He said something I thought that was foul. Russell was passed by then.
Yeah.
And I didn't appreciate that. And, we got a long rivalry with Boston, Miami and everything, and I threw a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all it was, because like when we played against each other, it wasn't never no me and him in each other's face.
Right.
It was more like me and D Wade,
right,
or me and Bron. So it wasn't nothing like that. So I said what he said, and I was like kind of like defending our culture, our side, because what I said was I went on Steven Jackson's page, and he got his jersey retired,
right,
Udonis, and Steven Jackson was like, well deserved. And I think I said not given, it wasn't deserved, it was given.
Right.
Like something like that.
Right.
And it was a shot, and I probably shouldn't have said nothing like that, but I just
damn well you ain't supposed to go on somebody else's page and take no shot at nobody.
Because that ain't me usually. I usually don't do that because I tell a person.
Right.
And I just felt the need to like say that because of what was said. I felt it was a disrespect toward Russell. But like, I ain't got no issue with UD, but like, if we see each other like face to face, I tell them the same thing. Like, man, I ain't really got no issue with you. We grown, we retired, we got kids.
We got kids.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I ain't trying to have no issue with nobody.
Who you think talk more, Gary Payton or KG?
Gary, bro. You can't shut Gary up. You can't shut Gary up. That's why I didn't.
Man, GP be out his mind, man.
You can't shut him up. Like once he get going, man, I'm telling you, man. When GP, we played in Boston with me. Man, me and GP was a fight one day, and I looked up to GP. Like I completely looked up to GP. He from Oakland. I followed him all the way through. Him and my brother knew each other growing up. And GP was saying something. And I was like, man, shut up, little man. I'll beat your ass. He was like, well, do it then. He was like, he started yelling and he started getting all hyped up and all this. I was like, come on. I was like, he got so turned up. And I'm like, man, I respect G. And I'm bigger than him. I'm younger than him. I'm like, G, come on, man. I had to smile it off. I had to let it get off. But G, my man. I love G to this day. That's my big brother, man. But ain't nobody talk more than G. G's not going to stop. Like KG gonna spit here and there, but G is just gonna keep going like all night. It's like, dang, I done turned him on.
A guy that's caught a lot of criticism. I think he does a great job on television. I've worked with him on both shows, Undisputed and ESPN. Mm-hmm. It's Perk.
Okay.
He played his role. Look, Perk ain't gonna give you no 20, but he gonna set great screens. He gonna rebound. He gonna hard foul you. But he's caught a lot of criticism. Russ, he said that, he and Russ had a falling out because he said something about Russ and his wife sent him a letter. He and Katie been going back and forth a little bit on Twitter, stuff like that. What was it like playing with Perk?
Man, I love playing with Perk. He understood his role. And, he was our enforcer. He was our big man.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget when I felt like I knew we would win the series. I'll tell you this one series. This was when Cleveland was the number 1 seed with Shaq. Mm-hmm. We were the 4 seed, and we played them in the second round. And I remember Shaq tried to punk Perk. Man, Perk stood in Shaq's face like, I'll beat your... And I was just like, ooh, okay. I ain't never seen nobody stand up to Shaq. I was like, ooh, that gave me confidence. Like, oh, yeah, we gonna whoop them. You know what I'm saying? Because Shaq is intimidating. I don't care how old Shaq is. I don't care. He could be 99 years old. Shaq is intimidating to this day. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Perk just low-key kind of got in Shaq's face.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, man, we about to get them. And, but that Perk understood his role. And that's why I say if he don't get hurt, I feel like we win 2 rings.
Did Perk have hot takes in the locker room? Was Perk a talker back then?
I mean, he understood the game. And most of the time it'd be me and Kevin because we stuck around longer in the locker room.
Right.
Me and Kevin, we be there because we the old men. They usually leave. But Perk was always knowledgeable. He always had his say in the conversation, but they gone. Yeah. But then when we retired, me and him would talk, and he'd just be like, man, I'm looking to get into the business, P, what you think, and I was like, he's very strong opinionated. He's always been that.
Perfect. That's what you got to have. You got to have an opinion.
He's been strong opinionated, and that's what you got. You got to stand on.
You got to stand on
what you say.
Anybody can say, well, I like both guys. Or, you know what? It's really, no, you got to have an opinion and stand because criticism's going to come. Yeah. Eventually, criticism's going to come because 100%. You're not going to be on the right side of everybody's opinion.
Right.
And you got to stand on it.
And you can't be in this trying to be liked all the time.
No.
You got to say what you feel.
What you feel.
And, and he's always done that.
Yes.
And so that's why he's great in this space.
What was it like playing with Shaq? Because you didn't get the Magic Shaq, you didn't get Laker Shaq, you didn't even get Heat Shaq. You got a guy that had been around. I think he had gone to Phoenix and came to you guys. I think he ended up going to Cleveland last.
Yeah.
But what was it like with Shaq?
Man, that was one of the funnest teams I ever played on. We didn't win it, but I promise you, Shannon, if Shaq had been healthy, we would have won it that year.
Really?
Dude, go back and look at our record with Shaq. I think we were 28-3.
Wow.
And then he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Something like that. We were rolling with, all we needed was his presence. Because the thing about Shaq, when you drive to the lane, ain't nobody helping off of him. So the lane wide open.
Right.
And you're not helping off KG.
Right.
I was having a field day with them. Rondo was having a field day with them too in the lineup.
Double layups.
But then off the court, man, just the laughs we had with him, and you just know, Shaq, he's funny. He just a comedian.
You're a big ass kid.
Big old kid. And then we had Nate Robinson with him. Oh man, that was one of the funniest times because we all kicked it, we all went to dinner, and this was the one, the only person, Shaq is the only one that had a bigger aura than KG.
Wow.
Because being in practice in the locker room, KG, he got the biggest aura. Then you see another big aura come in there, and you it's bigger than that one.
Right.
It's like, I'm in the locker room with these are like a big sun in the locker room shining. I'm like, man. And then we sitting there having story time after practice. The OGs, we gonna sit there after practice and be chopping it up, talking about whatever, shooting the shit. So that was one of the funnest times.
Was Shaq still pranking people when he got to Boston?
Was he still
pranking?
Man, that is never gonna stop. Man, come on. Shaq was putting stuff in people's shoes. He was doing.
T. Lou told a story of how he took a dump in Devin George's shoes.
Man, he was still doing stuff like that. Him and Nate Robinson, dude, I'm telling you, them was the two. It was crazy. But that's who Shaq is, So it made the locker room fun.
Yeah. You also have had a teammate, Delonte West, who's kind of falling on hard times. He's dealing with some issues. Mark Cuban has tried to help him out, but he kind of had a relapse and he's back in it. What was he like? What was playing with Delonte like? And did you see anything that would lead you to believe that this could possibly be a fate down the road?
No, I mean, actually, Delonte was one of my favorite teammates because I had him, a young Delonte. You know, just having him and Tony Allen together was like, man, you wouldn't believe it. They was like the good friends on the team, and they was my youngins. And Delonte was really good, dog. But just to like be around him every day, his competitive spirit, and to know where he came from. And I knew when he was in the league, he needed medication. It was hard, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was like when he was playing for us, he needed medication then, and I didn't know it would turn into what we see today. But we knew he had like, I don't know if it's a bipolar disorder or something like that.
Right.
I think he was diagnosed with, to where, you know, Danny would like talk to him and try to make sure he take his meds and all that, because like you saw a couple episodes like to where he'd go off and, you know, he had a couple fights in the locker room, but you know, you didn't think it'd just turn into like full on just
like he just had an episode.
Health.
Yes.
Like, and you know, it just goes to show you how difficult it is to deal with mental health. I have two nephews, and I have a chance to see it firsthand, Shannon, with schizophrenia. Like it's the worst thing that you can have for a family to deal with every day, because every day is new and it's different and you don't know what can happen.
Well, yes.
You know, and you know, I just encourage people to just, if you're dealing with this in your family and the people around you, you know, just show the love and make sure that you can give the support that you can give, because it's a real thing, and it can damage, it can break a family apart.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
You know,
it's really
and
tough.
I've seen, you know, that firsthand, and you know, you try to pray and you try to not wish that upon people, but it's difficult, and like I said, it can break families apart.
Wow. LeBron, heading into year 23, year 22, averaged almost 25 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, 8 assists a game, shot over 50% from the floor, shot 38% from the three, shot one of his career highs from the free throw line. You said you believe 23 would be his last season. You still believe 23 is his last season?
Is that this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this will be his last season. You know, I mean, he's accomplished so much. He's played so long. And I truly believe that now that you've had the opportunity, like, you've done something that's never been done in the game multiple times.
Right.
And the one ultimate thing there's two things that's never going to happen while I'm alive. Nobody's going to break his scoring record, and no other player will play with their son.
Right.
I don't believe that. Those two things will happen. I think like there has to be
unless you had a son in high school.
Yeah, right. And I just have to believe that he has a sense of fulfillment now, that, you know, he's done it all and accomplished so much. And now he's built up such a great off-the-court presence with his businesses and things of that nature, that's going to be his next challenge in growing that and becoming the best in that field. Right. And, you know, because I know it eats at him every year he doesn't win a championship. And I know he loves the game, but I truly believe that.
You don't believe KD can break his scoring record? KD's at almost 30,000.
Where's LeBron at 50?
42 regular season points.
So, no. So much things have to go right. He has to be healthy for like the next 10 years, I think.
Because, I mean, he has to play basically at least 7 years.
And play all the games.
And play the games, yeah.
All of them. No injuries, no sit-outs.
And LeBron's playing this year. I think it's really hard, because normally guys retire when they can't play at the level they're accustomed to. You averaging 25 points a game, P, with 8 and 8.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk away. And you make it now. It's different because we've never seen LeBron in the final year of his contract, unless LeBron really wants to be in the final year of his contract. It's reported that the Lakers, like, nah, we gonna wait and see how this year turns out. So I don't think LeBron goes. I don't think he really wants to go anywhere else. He's building a compound here in LA. He loves LA. He came to LA. They didn't recruit him. He came to them.
Yeah.
It's like winning the lot. I ain't even played the lottery, but I won.
Yeah.
Magic ain't do. He and Rich Paul showed up at Magic's house.
That's gonna be a hard decision because this is all he knows. I mean,
Over half this man's life has been in the NBA. Think about it. He's gonna be 41. This will be 2 years. So since he was 18, all he knows is the NBA.
But I have to believe that he doesn't want to play just to play.
True.
You know, he wants to win. Like he wants to win a championship. And if there's a situation to where if the Lakers lose the first round or how they lose,
well, he should want to go. If you lose in the first round with Luka and Austin Reeves and what you have, I get it. You don't have no history. You don't got no great big man. Mm-hmm. But with Luka and LeBron, you should never lose in the first round.
Right.
That in and of itself, you should never lose in the first round.
Yep. So I believe it's all going to depend. I don't think he'll announce it, but I think, barring the circumstances on how they go out this year, he'll make that decision.
Your LeBron mom almost beat you up for fouling that man hard. that was LeBron.
Hey,
like
mama.
LeBron told Glow, sit down.
Glow tried to get, hey, Glow, come on, mama. You know we love you. Come on, mama. Hey, why you trying to come? I'm just trying to just not let him make the layup, mama. I wasn't trying to hurt him. I ain't never tried to hurt him.
You guys have played a lot.
Yeah, we played.
LeBron has beat you 35 times. You beat him 34 times.
Yeah,
you want to go back and try to tie this thing up?
Tie this thing up. With a dagger 3. I sit in the corner. I need to go back and tie this up. Damn, I'm trying to think, what was the last game? The last game was probably in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Or Washington. Oh, this is regular season, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Damn, that close.
What if you guys were the same age? What if you came in, because you came in 98, LeBron came in 03. If you guys were like...
If we were the same age, I don't believe he would have had 4 championships. He wouldn't have got...
You'd have kept him for 4?
He wouldn't have got those 2 in Miami. Because I got to believe if we're the same age and I could offset him, and that would have been good enough.
Right.
You know, like if he had got 40 in Game 6 and we the same, I would probably would have got 40 and offset him.
Right.
You know, I was at an older age then, a lot of miles and stuff, and it was hard for me to keep up with him. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be looking at that tape, Shannon, and I'm like, damn. I couldn't even move. Like, as a younger, I could have moved with him, but I'm
because you know, in Brooklyn, you say you got it. You gonna D him up in Brooklyn. I don't know what you was on that day.
My mind and body say 2 different things.
Your mind was saying one thing, that body said, nah, I ain't
got him. You know, I thought I did. Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You was very outspoken about KD going to the Warriors. You say it's not so much that they have the ability to go. LeBron and KD had the ability to go wherever they wanted, but it was KD going to a team that won 73 games, that have the MVP, and they had just lost the finals. Do you believe that KD would have been judged differently had he gone somewhere else and helped that team win a championship as opposed to the Warriors?
Yeah, of course he would have got judged differently because the way, and it's the same thing with Ray. We just lost to Miami, then you join them.
Right.
KD, you just lost to Golden State, who you should have beat.
Right. Because you was up 3-1.
You was up 3-1, and you joined them. And so that's where the criticism come in, because it was just like, damn, KD, you good enough to beat them.
Right.
Like, we feel like that's because that's how the old school stars won. We like, man, I'm going to get over the hump. I'm going to take my lumps.
Take my lumps along the way.
And people just felt like he took the easy way out.
Okay.
And that's all. But like, you know, I get it, because we live in a culture to where
rings are everything now.
Judged off your championship. So he said, let me get that out the way.
Yep.
So now what y'all going to talk about?
Right.
And so I get it. You know, it's more understandable now because I come from the old school, and I feel like, man, you gotta get it the hard way sometimes.
You gotta take your lumps, and maybe you don't get over the hump,
Yeah.
Charles Barkley and Karl Malone. Yeah. Maybe you don't get over the hump. But what you don't do is, I look at it like this. He paid his debt to society. He paid his debt to the Thunder. Mm-hmm. His contract was up. I'm trying to think. I don't know if he could have gone. Where could he have gone and won a championship? If you look at the landscape, if you go back, if you can remember, if you go back and look at the landscape, where is he going? If he goes to the Knicks, he not beating Kyrie and Kevin Love and Bron in Cleveland. No. If he goes anywhere else, they're not going to beat the Warriors. He got to go back to OKC.
He got to stay in OKC.
Okay.
You got to stay right. You went to the finals with that team,
right?
And you up 3-1 against it. This was supposed to be the rivalry that we should have saw the next 5-6 years to where one of these two teams is going to go to the finals every year.
Right.
You stay there. You got the team.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that had to do with Russ.
Yeah.
I think they was bumping heads.
Bumping heads.
And it looked like it on the court. Mm-hmm. Because you felt like Russ should have got him the ball more, but Russ felt like I'm the man.
Right.
And
then, it's hard to argue because the next year he goes to win the MVP and averages triple-double. Right. So it's hard to say that he couldn't be the man. And that's the hardest thing.
Right.
Is that Shaq and Kobe should have won more championships together.
Right.
But Kobe's like, I'm the man. And Shaq like, nah, you little bro. He said, no, not no more.
Damn.
Because just imagine, the perfect situation is Kareem and Magic. Mm-hmm, if that Magic was fine, Cat, where you want the ball? Gotcha.
Right.
It's hard when one guy believes that he can be the man and he should be the man. Magic knew he could, because when Pat Riley challenged him and said, I need you to score more, Magic went out and scored more, averaged over 20, and won the MVP.
Right.
But he's like, Magic tells the story that when Pat Riley told him that he needed him to score more, he like, you run that by Cap?
Oh, wow.
Hey, I need you to clear that up with Cap.
Right. But then that was Magic's game was passing.
Yes.
When you got two guys who they game is scoring, then you got to say who's going to, take the lesser role in all of this.
It's hard because the way we live in a society, we got to determine credit. Somebody, it ain't no 50-50.
No.
Truth. We got to get somebody need 51. We got to get somebody 49. We got to be 60-40. We got to be 70-30. Ain't no 50-50. So whose team is it?
Right.
Kobe got tired of hearing he Batman. Yeah. I mean, he Robin.
Right.
That he riding Shaq's coattails.
He was chasing something else.
Yes.
He was chasing something else.
He knew that in order for him to become, he can't, yes, he had the Mamba name with Shaq. But in order for us to look at him differently, he had to do this without Shaq.
Yep.
We're never gonna look at him if he's doing all that. He won 5 championships with Shaq. We're not looking at Kobe the same as we look at him now.
100%. Yeah, he was on a mission. He knew that he had to get under that shadow.
He had to.
Damn. It's a lot of just in the histories of the sports, it's a lot of what ifs. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Plus we gotta assign credit to somebody.
Yeah.
We got to sign. We see this in football with Coach Belichick and Tom Brady. Right. Who gets the most credit?
Right.
Well, when Tom left, Tom went and got a championship with New England, with Tampa.
Yep.
Coach Belichick went to the playoffs, and then 2 years of mediocrity. He's the coach at UNC.
Yep.
We look at the 49ers. We look at Bill Walsh. We look at Joe Montana. Coach Walsh retired. Joe wins another one with George Seifert. Mm-hmm. So we can say. So now we can definitively say, okay, it was him.
Right.
We got to be able to determine who's the reason why we win the championship, Drew. That's just the way we're wired.
That's the way.
It's not good. It's not good enough.
Right.
Shaq and Kobe. Nope.
But Shaq was so dominant.
Bet he was. You had to see it. People don't because people look at Shaq now and they see him. He having fun. People just don't realize.
Man, he was so dominant.
You couldn't do nothing with him.
Do nothing. They changed.
Just imagine if they called foul. Shaq would shoot like 50 free throws a game if they called every foul.
Man, come on. You couldn't do nothing with the big fella.
You couldn't. People don't realize just how athletic, considering his size, considering his agility. Mm-hmm. People don't realize how good. People think, oh, Joel Embiid couldn't move like Shaq. No. When Shaq, Orlando Shaq, and the first 3 years of LA Shaq,
There wasn't a better athlete on the planet.
No.
Yep.
He's 7'1", he's 30 pounds,
Fast,
and he can move
strong.
like a 6'7" guy that's 200 pounds.
Yep. Yep.
You had to see it. Like I say, some things, like you had to see Barry Sanders play in person to really appreciate what he was doing. You had to see Jerry Rice. You had to see Prime. You had some things you just have to see in person.
Right. So why is it you don't think that Jordan is better than LeBron? You saw them both.
I did. I saw him in person.
Like, come on.
Go James, man.
Come on. Come on, Shad.
I mean, because you think about it.
Come on.
Because he could do more. He could rebound better.
So what do we go off of, dude? Because this is the argument that I have today. Like, like better player is one thing.
Yes.
Like, is he just like, let's take away all the accolades.
Yes.
Like, LeBron is probably the greatest player of the game, right? But it's unfortunate we got to add the accolades.
Yeah.
We have to add
so we gonna
the team
so
success.
how many? So we gonna put those like 20 All NBA selections in there. 21 All NBA selections.
Yeah,
we're gonna put it in there. Okay.
We're gonna put that in.
We're gonna put those 20.
No, we're not gonna put those in.
Oh, okay. We're not gonna do accolades.
This is what we're gonna do.
Okay, we're gonna do.
We're gonna take the 15 years or 13 years Jordan played, the first, and let's match him up with the 15 years.
My guy's still playing.
Huh?
My guy's still playing. You can't say this guy. If this guy was,
so we're crediting longevity as a reason.
You make it seem like LeBron just out there.
No, he's not out there. But I'm
All
saying
NBA
at
selection.
the peak of your superpowers.
Did you see Jordan? Did you see Jordan in Washington?
I never seen Jordan disappoint in a big moment.
Did you see Jordan in Washington?
Yeah, I played against Jordan in Washington.
Yeah.
That was like a farewell tour.
We don't do. My guy's still going at 23. Ain't no farewell. Ain't no telling when this going. Ain't no witness. Ain't no telling.
Hey, we gonna be dead when he retires.
We got a book that's 1,000 pages. It ain't the end yet. We ain't at the end yet.
Oh man, you ain't lying. I mean, nothing's ever going. You're not gonna do that. Nobody's gonna do what he's doing ever again. LeBron.
I mean, think about those points. Truth.
But is this a statistical thing? Then if it was, then why don't we say Kareem was the greatest before LeBron did
but
that?
see, that was. But here's the thing, because people say championships, but they crown Jordan as the greatest players when he had none. If you go back and look at the late '80s, the late '80s,
They crowned him as the best player in the league.
They said he was the greatest player that we'd ever seen, and he had no championship.
They didn't call him the GOAT, though.
But first of all,
They didn't call him the GOAT.
They said he was the greatest player
we've ever seen.
Yes.
Just like when Barry Sanders was there, he's the greatest running back we ever seen.
Yes. But they said
didn't
running
crown
back,
him the GOAT.
They didn't say he's the greatest player. They said Jordan was the greatest player we had ever seen, and he had no championships.
Yeah, but they didn't say he's the GOAT.
But
there's a difference between greatest player and the GOAT.
But how did he?
Like
how
Tom
is he the
Brady, Tom Brady. When we just look at Tom, he's the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at him compared to Rodgers and Mahomes, if you just watch him,
right,
he don't look better than them.
Right. But see, for me, I mean, look, I think Tom is because the quarterback is so damn important. But I can make a case that LT or Jerry Rice is the greatest players of all time. But they're not as important as the quarterback because he touches the ball. Jordan was never asked to do what LeBron has been asked to do. Jordan had a specific task. They asked LeBron, said, LeBron, we need you to give us 27, we need you to give us 10, and we need you to give us 10. And we need you to do that every night. And in the meantime, we still need you to guard the best player.
All right, I will say this. LeBron has the greatest of all time influence on winning.
Okay.
From day one, you put him on this team, they're a
better team than what if he's not on it.
Well, you can say that about Jordan, but just his influence on winning is greater than Jordan.
Okay.
Because when you look at the teams he took to the finals, it's like, damn, you dragged them? You dragged them too?
That 2018 team ain't got no business in the finals.
But then you kind of erase that because then you be like, damn, how did you lose when you had this?
I think if you think about it, the only time that I think LeBron really should have won the championship was against the Dallas Mavericks. He wasn't favored in any other championship, really.
Does the journey matter? How you win? Does that matter?
It does to me.
It matters, right?
It does.
Like, because if you're saying Kobe became something different because he stuck it out with the Lakers and won without Shaq, that matters.
Yeah.
That's elevated Kobe.
Well,
right?
see, if they could have got him pieces, do you think Kobe win if he doesn't get Powell? If they don't get Metal?
Powell is not a top 75 player.
But I'm saying if they don't get him.
No, they don't.
LeBron couldn't get nobody to come to Cleveland. Bro, think about it. He got Timofey Mozgov, $75 million. He had Dellavedova. Dellavedova is your starting point guard.
up there.
See, that's my point. That's what he was up against. Just imagine if Jerry West was his GM. He would have knew what pieces to put around LeBron.
But that's what makes the journey matter. Like, when you go through the rough times, like me and Cole, like we talked about earlier, we were like, oh, the journey's over, but he stuck it out.
Yeah.
And that meant something
Right.
for him to stay a Laker and wait for them to see if they were going to do something.
Right.
He never ran.
LeBron waited.
What year was it?
Yeah, like year 7. He just realized
Man,
that
what year did Jordan win?
7
or 8?
Yeah. But here's the thing. They got him Scottie Pippen. They got him Ho Grant.
Scottie became something. They don't know Scottie. They didn't go get Scottie Pippen. They drafted well.
But what I'm saying, they weren't drafting well, though, truth.
But they were trying to do everything to get him. They got Ben Wallace, Shaq, Antoine. They was trying.
But Ben Wallace was my age.
Yeah, I mean.
Shaq was my age.
But you think about this, the great players, people always gravitate towards the great players.
Yes.
The good role players gravitate.
Yeah, but they ain't going to Cleveland to gravitate towards them.
Why not?
Because I ain't trying to go to Cleveland. Now,
Milwaukee won.
Yeah.
Denver won. Who want to go there?
I tell you what, let me ask you this. You think Giannis is going to finish his career in Milwaukee?
I mean, in the landscape we are today, it's hard to say that somebody's going to finish a career with one team.
Yeah. Because he wants to win. And once you get a taste of that winning truth.
Yeah. But whose journey was better, Jordan's or LeBron's?
You think it's harder to win as many championships as Jordan did with one team or win the championship that he's won like LeBron on multiple teams?
It's hard to win, period.
Yeah, for sure. We
said that.
We've agreed to that. Yeah, we're going to agree with that.
But now, if I go say, all right, I want to go over here, but then I get the hand pick, what part of the journey is that? That has to mean something. That has to mean, like, Jordan didn't say pick Pippen. Did he?
Right.
They got him on a hinge that's saying, hey, maybe he becomes something.
Right.
Like, the journey has to, like, mean something. And, it doesn't take away from LeBron's ability.
Right.
Like, he's, like just take away everybody's championships.
Right.
LeBron has the greatest ability of any basketball player ever, like, skill-wise.
Right.
Like, I mean, dude, he's the scoring champ. He can pass like Magic. He can rebound like Rodman. I mean, he can
do it all.
He can do it all. Like, if I'm building a basketball player, I want to build LeBron. Like, athleticism.
Yeah, no player's been able to do more.
But the mental fortitude is what we always questioned about him.
Well, just let me ask you a question. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, LeBron James would have had a historically great coach. Say he had a Dean Smith in college for 3 years, and then he get a Phil Jackson for the better part of his career. What coach that you believe that LeBron James is going to have that's going to go to the Hall of Fame? Maybe Spoelstra?
Spoelstra will go to the Hall of Fame. Ty Lue will go to the Hall of Fame. Let's see who he with right now.
J.J. Redick.
J.J. Redick.
Mike Brown. Vogel.
But who made who? Who made who? Did Phil make Jordan?
All I know is Phil left somewhere else and went and won a championship.
But did Phil make Jordan?
I'm just asking you a question. Did he leave? Tell me the coach that's won a championship after they left LeBron.
Probably nobody.
Why that?
Because LeBron elevated the coach. Right?
Yeah.
So did Jordan.
Phil won three more. Phil won 5 championships after he left Jordan.
I mean, come on. You inherited Kobe and Shaq.
I'm just saying what he did.
You inherited. That's like right now, if you inherit, like, who ain't won a championship a great player in the league right now?
Vogel inherited. Didn't he have KD and Book?
Oh, Vogel won with Bron.
Yes, but did he get Book and wasn't he in Phoenix?
Yeah, and that was trash.
Oh God, my goodness!
Yeah. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away. LeBron, I think the coach.
I think me personally.
I give more credit to the player than the coach, though.
Do you?
Yeah. Yep.
I can see that.
I give way in the NBA.
Yeah.
NFL is coaching. NBA is the player. You know that.
Yeah.
One player can change your fortune in the NBA. It's different in the NBA.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree with that. Let me ask you this. Clippers, you go to the Clippers. You said that you demanded a trade to leave Boston. If you had it to do over again, you finish your whole career in Boston, even though you don't win another championship? Because it seems like once you won, you start trade. You still, that high. That high of winning a championship is like they say it's called chasing the dragon. Yeah. So you never get that high that you initially felt the first time you did it. Yeah. But you chase it.
Yeah.
So you won it in Boston. Let me go to Brooklyn.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me go to the Clippers. Or let me go to the Wizards. You chasing that. You wish you had, like, you know what? If I'm gonna win another one, it's gonna be here in Boston.
Yeah. I wish I could have stayed there my whole career. Yeah, I really do. But I'm not mad at my path because I had a chance to be an influence on some other young teams.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that experience.
You're right.
I really did. Like, just because being in one place your whole career is great.
Yeah.
But to go to Brooklyn and experience the big city.
Right.
And then go to Washington to play with these young 2 all-stars and give them some game.
Yeah.
And then to reunite with Doc at home to finish it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the way I ended it, actually. Even though I would have loved to end in Boston, I loved having that experience on the way out, the way I did it. Because, like, even in being back home in L.A., it was like it gave me a chance to retire and really kind of, like, put my feet down and ease into retirement in a smooth way.
Right.
Because I hadn't already had it figured out because I'm home. I have my house here, my kids, everything. Right. I retired. I jumped into sports analyst media, and it was a good transition for me.
How difficult was it for the Clippers? Because, bro, you're a 10-time All-Star. You're a Finals MVP. You're an All-NBA selection. And you coming off the bench.
Oh, man. I was, it's crazy. I just called game in Washington, too.
Yes.
And Doc put me on the bench. I was hot. I was like, I could have stayed in Washington.
Yes.
It started. Like, I was just like, it was like, as when you get to that level, and I understood what Russ felt in L.A. now, Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
This is my first time ever coming off the bench.
Yeah.
It was like a shock. I was just like, damn, it was just like, hold on. Like, you got to see who I'm coming off the bench for.
Because they started Lance Stevenson, wasn't it?
It was Wesley Johnson.
Oh.
And I was like, it ain't a knock on Wesley, but I think I'm still better than him. It was a knock on Wesley.
You said it.
I think I'm still better than him. And I was just like, it got to the point to where I just had to be like,
But you was coming off the bench. You was coming in the cleanup time. They be like 3-4 minutes in the game. Truth, and they put you in.
At some point, but then it got to the point I wasn't playing for
at all.
At all. I was like, man, I had to accept.
Did you talk to Doc?
Man, we had little conversations, but then it was just like, it got to the point to where I understood my world right now.
Yeah.
I'm at the end. This is when the light
the light comes on, like, bro, this is it for me.
Like, this is it for me. And then I was like, because Sam Cassell was on the staff, right? So, practice is going on. I'm on the sideline. I get to practice early workout. So he like, P, get in there, get some reps. I looked at Sam. I said, Sam, in your last year, did I bother you? I said, get away from me. Because he was with us in his last year.
Yeah, I remember.
He said, "Can you get in there?" I looked at him like, boy, I was on the sideline chilling.
Hey, I ain't bothering you, man.
I got here early, got my workout in. Now I'm watching practice.
Everybody remember the viral clip. You going back and forth with Draymond. And Draymond, I mean, it's quiet and Draymond, hey, you thought you was going to get that Kobe treatment. They don't love you like that, man.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I didn't hear him say that.
What? So you didn't hear him say?
No, I'm on the bench and I'm talking to Draymond because look, Golden State Warriors was like big brother to the Clippers.
Yes.
And I'm coming over there like, I'm the OG. Like, hold on, y'all ain't about to be punking us while I'm over here. And I'm like, Blake, I'm trying to put a battery in Blake back. Because Draymond, he
going,
man, he trying to go at Blake.
Right.
But Blake an all-star too now. And he was like, shut up, you ain't Kobe. I guess I didn't hear it until after the game because he said it under the basket where the mic picked it up so everybody on TV heard it. But like in them arenas, it's hard to hear.
Right, okay.
So I couldn't even hear when he first said it.
Right.
I didn't know until I got into the locker room and Twitter going off and everybody saying everything.
It's going crazy.
It's going crazy because, everybody thinking I'm just ignoring him, but I'm just kind of like, I didn't hear him.
Right.
And so, it was funny. I give it to Draymond. He one of the all-time trash talkers. He got me. He got me.
Oh, man. You also, man, you've been going viral because you said you better than D-Wade.
I did say that.
Yeah.
But you know what, Shannon, that's what made me who I am.
You honestly believe that too?
Yeah. But that's what gave me my edge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never cared about what people thought of me or other people's opinion. When I step on the court, I'm better than all of y'all.
Right.
And that's what made me who I am, and I'm going to work toward that.
You got to believe that, though.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm never going, like, I'm retired now, and I can change up, whatever, and I knew I was retired then when I said it, but, like, that's who I was, and that was my age.
Right.
I felt like every time I stepped on the court, I was the best player. And that's why I made the accolades I made.
Right. Why didn't it work out with Kyrie and the Celtics?
Man, I don't know, man, because I thought, in the preseason, I was at that game, at the practice. He said, I'm going to be a Clipper for life. I mean, a Celtic for life, and I'm going to re-sign. And, man, but, Kyrie different. He think on a whole
different level. He on a whole different
wavelength, a whole different stratosphere. And I thought that could be something that was going to work out. They can win a championship with him. But, Kyrie, it didn't work out with him and Bron. It didn't work out with him and KD in Brooklyn. It didn't work out, so you never know what Kyrie is thinking.
Right.
We would have loved to have him in Boston for all them years, but it worked out. It allowed Jason and Jalen to grow on their own because, Kyrie was the OG and, but everything happens for a reason.
What do you expect from the Clippers? They got Chris Paul, they got Bradley Beal, they got James Harden. Kawhi seems to be healthy. He worked out for like a month after the season. Talking to T. Lue. T. Lue said he wanted to make sure his body, he missed half of the season last year, but he looked good, and they're a different team when he plays. Mm-hmm. What do you expect from the Clippers with Kawhi being healthy and all the additions?
Man, I think they'll be competitive, but I just think their time is kind of past.
Yeah.
They older. James Harden is older. Kawhi is older, dealt with so many surgeries, and Bill is older. Mm-hmm. It's just like this is a young man's game.
Yeah.
And these young teams is good.
Right.
OKC, Minnesota, and you still got Denver over there. I think they'll be competitive, and Ty Lue's a great coach, and y'all got talent, but them is a lot of big names, and we all know that older big names usually don't win.
They don't win.
And so they'll be good. They may be better than the Lakers, maybe, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
John Wall called it a career. Are you surprised at how soon it ended for him?
Man, John had a lot of lengthy injuries. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that can take a toll on you mentally.
Then I think he lost his mom.
Yeah. And, he's made a lot of money.
Yeah.
In this game. And, he probably didn't accomplish all the things he wanted to accomplish.
Right.
But, man, he had a great career.
He had an unbelievable career.
Man, he had a great career. He's been an all-star. He's the #1 pick, man. Yep. My shout-out to the young fella. I'm glad I had to spend a year with him, give him some game, and I text him from time to time, hit him up, and just be like, how you doing, young fella? And you know, he has nothing to hold his head down, and I know it didn't end the way he wanted it to end.
Correct.
And we all
want that storybook ending, though.
Yeah, we all want the storybook ending, but sometimes it don't go that way.
It
But
don't
I mean, you know what? He had a storybook. Man,
Coming from where he came from and being a
hundreds of millions. Yeah. Why is that on a storybook, Shannon?
Yeah, you're right.
We always got to judge on championships and all that. What, like what?
Or retiring on our terms.
Yeah, like no, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars. He's played in the NBA. He was the #1 pick. He got a storybook life.
Yes.
How about
You're right
that?
about that? You're right. You walk to work 20 miles in a bathrobe. The Knicks. You was convinced the Knicks were going to lose to the Celtics, weren't you?
Man, I was sick. I was convinced. I hate the Knicks, and they hate me. They hate me. You know, that's a Boston, New York thing, man. I know I put my foot in my mouth. I said that on national television, and to this day, I don't regret it. And people everywhere I go say, "Did you really walk?"
You saw it. You saw me in my robe walk inside the road.
You saw it.
You got a new show, Truth After Dark.
Yeah.
Where it seems you giving advice about relationships. And people seem to not want to take advice from anybody that's not married, that's not in a relationship for 20 plus years, been stable. Why do you feel you're one of the best to give advice on relationships?
I mean, because I've seen all sides of a relationship. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've been married in long-term relationships for 10 plus years, a couple of them. I've had kids. I've had long-term girlfriends. I've been on both sides, so I can speak on it. Like, it's like you being in the NFL. You can speak on it.
Yes.
Like, I can speak on being married. If I'm not married now, I can speak on it.
Right.
Because I was married for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been engaged and I've had girlfriends and like, I just, you know, I see my perspective the way I see it and it ain't for everybody.
Right.
You know, I mean, I try to speak for everybody, but you know, everybody different.
Right.
I just go off a lot of my experience, Shannon, and you can take it how you want it.
Right.
You know, but like I've seen it all. And even if I didn't experience, I've saw other people experience and I learned from them. And that's why I feel like I'm more than qualified to give, you know, a relationship advice.
You once said that marriage is for poor people. It offers no advantage to a man.
Yes.
So under that premise, would you get married again?
That's a good question, man. It like, yeah, I'll get married again because I'm getting old.
So you want a hospice wife? You want somebody to take?
Yeah, I'm getting old, Shay. Yeah, I'll get married again. I mean, it's just. I hear too many of the horror stories, like especially for, like I said, old people and poor people. Like, think about a man, successful, rich man. Like, I hate seeing stories like she got 70% of his wealth, and she got the kids, and she like feel like you stripped a man down of his dignity.
Yeah,
like I hate seeing them stories. Man, it just drives me nuts, and it's too many of them. And the percentages ain't in our favor. As successful, not only black, just people in that upper tax bracket, it's just like no advantage for us. And I'm not saying don't do it, just, you know, wait till you get old. Or you broke.
Did you and your wife grow apart because you had, like you said, you'd been married 10 plus years, you got kids?
Yeah.
How did you come to the conclusion, you're like, you know what, babe, we need to part ways?
Man, you know, I think it happens over time. It wasn't like a sit down, one sit down.
Yeah, no, there's a continuation.
Just, you know, and it happened in retirement. And a lot of players, you know, get divorced in retirement.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's a whole new dynamic that happens.
You home all the time.
Yeah, because like it's cool when you in and out. You miss each other. You're going through whatever you're going through, and you can deal with it. And the you know, she get to get on, go to the game, highlight herself, and she in the limelight still too. But then the lights cut off, and now you coming home telling the kids to do this and changing the whole family dynamic.
Yes,
and it causes a rift. You know what I'm saying? And it just like it causes like you start side eyeing, looking at each other like, nah, I wouldn't allowed this if I was home all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it just causes a divide. And I just think like, kind of like that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, the divide and the communication wasn't there in my situation. And, you know, and it happens to a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to make that adjustment after you done playing.
To be home all the time.
And then now you home all the time, then you just get up and be like, I need to go somewhere.
Right.
And now you arguing because you got
why you go
like,
you ain't got no practice.
Yeah.
You ain't got no
where you going? Like now because you just so antsy. You used to traveling every week.
You used to leaving.
Every week you just like, I don't know how to sit down.
Right.
And then now that's something.
That's a conflict.
That's a conflict. And you know, if I had it to do all over again, what I know now, I would have been probably more sensitive to their needs,
right,
instead of being selfish. You know what I'm saying? It was selfish.
Well, you got to be selfish to be great.
Yeah, and
you got to have. You hear LeBron when LeBron talks. LeBron says, "I denied." You know, and the first thing he says is family, because what you and I did, because family is the closest. That's why we mention them first, is that we apologize to them for being selfish. You've got, in order to be great, you got to be selfish,
right?
Because you're gonna miss recitals, you're gonna miss certain things, you're gonna miss this, because guess what? Oh, I can't go play in the game because my daughter's recital. Well, I can't do to celebrate my anniversary because I gotta miss this game, so because I got to do my wife's anniversary. So you become selfish.
Right.
The greater the player, the more selfish he or she is.
Right. I've said this. I said I took those traits that made me who I am, and it affected my marriage.
You take it in a relationship, it'll ruin it.
Yep, it affected the relationship.
Yes.
Because now you're seeing it all the time when you're home.
Yes.
Selfishness, doing what you want to, just so many things, and like you just.
And they might let it be, they'll let it slide
so
when you got a basketball, when you play basketball, you play football, you play a professional sport, or you have a business. Right. But when you retire and says, oh, I want to spend more time with the family.
Yeah.
That ain't what you want. Man, you ain't been there in 20 years.
Right.
And then you gonna come in there and think she gonna let you change everything and how the system work.
Yep.
Ain't gonna happen.
I didn't know what the system was. I tried to come in there and change it. So, but you know, to this day, you know, everybody cool.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, kids is where everybody get along. So, you know, like it's an experience.
Yes.
You know, and you go through it, you learn from it, and you move on.
Did you see the story where the guy sent the young lady $200 and she sent it back? She sent it back to him.
What?
Say because she knows her worth. Was it 200 or 2,000?
I know my worth. If some girl sent me 200,
it was 2,000, wasn't it? It was 2,000.
2,000.
Yes, he sent her $2,000. She says, I know my worth. We've been dealing with each other for an extremely long period of time. She sent it back to him.
That's a red flag, Shannon. Anybody can use 2 racks. I'll take 2 racks right now. I can use 2 racks. I mean, damn, like, what you mean?
Right.
Like, you like girls like that, you stay away from them.
Right.
Because, like, oh, you must used to be dealing with, who you dealing with?
Yes.
Who you dealing with that's doing that?
Or somebody that throw, well, such and such used to do this for me. Well, he not doing it no more, so why he stopped doing it?
Right.
You telling me who used to do it, I want to know why he stopped.
Right. That's the question right there. That's the question.
They quick to throw that up in your face, though, P.
Man, that's why I be trying to tell them, look, you gotta, it's messed up right now, Shan. It's messed up. The game is messed up.
P, you been giving some good advice. You told us that, look, a hardworking man that's building something, leave them pretty girls alone. Get you a 5, get you a solid 6.
Keep it real.
Get you a 5, solid 6.
Get somebody that's humble.
Yeah.
That don't require all this.
Because 9, 10, that's a lot of maintenance. That's a lot of upkeep.
And see, and I always have to go back. I'm not gonna tell her she a 5 or 6.
Right.
Like, we all know. I'm gonna let her give her a 9.
Yeah.
But you know, the public know you a 5 or 6.
Look.
But I'm gonna make you feel like a 9, 10.
I'm a 6. You a 6.
Yeah.
That's 2 over 10.
Right.
We good. Yeah.
Man, somebody who humble, who don't care about, man, let's go get a sandwich on a Friday night.
Right.
Like,
and not,
and not be tripping.
We ain't got, look, I understand that, occasionally we going to go to the Mastros. We going to go to Steak 48. Right. We'll go to the nice establishment,
Right.
but that is not a prerequisite. You don't have to walk on the red carpet. You don't have to be seen. We don't have to post everything on social media. Oh, look, my soulmate, my rib, and all that other food. Because you hiding things.
You understand what I'm saying? I feel like the prettier girls are like that. They're caught into the clout. They're caught into the nice things because we feed them that.
Yeah, we
Because when if I'm not constantly feeding her ego as like a beautiful woman and a beautiful, and that's why I say that. You're on your phone and somebody is, and that's what you want all the time.
Yes.
And I can't keep up with that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, I know.
I can't keep up with that.
Hey, it was one like you had to tell her all the time.
Like,
that you was, babe, you're amazing.
Right.
You awesome. You this and that. But I've never been in a situation like that when I had to constantly reinforce who she was and who she is and what type of person and what type of body and how she looked and everything.
Right.
I'm like, well, damn. I felt like I was a full-time cheerleader.
Yeah, because they constantly getting it, so they need it. They want it from you, and the minute you don't, I'll get it somewhere else.
Yes.
Or somebody will. Like, it's hard to keep up with that, man, and I hate that it's like that. And that's why I said, man, I'm gonna go this route. Somebody who's a little more humble, who actually appreciate the comments.
Well, you shot your shot at Ruby Rose. I mean, the truth. He normally called game. The one thing I know about Truth, he called game.
Hey,
it go in. You hit that bucket. You pulled a step. Pulled up for 30.
Nah, I had to catch myself.
Cam just went viral. He says he wants to know a girl's past. The man that she slept with.
Ooh.
I don't be wanting to know.
I don't either.
No. But how about this here? A woman's past is as important to a man as a man's future is to a woman. Would you agree with that?
A woman's past is important to a man as a woman.
As a man's future is to a woman.
Is
because you want to know if he gonna get that bread. He gonna be racked up. He wants to know how many bodies you got, and is any of them in the NBA, NFL, or MLB? She wants to know you going to the NFL, you in the NBA, you gonna play in the major leagues, or you gonna be you gonna be work CEO?
No, because most of them girls they chasing them that's already in there.
So his future is important to her.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Damn, I don't want to know the past.
I don't either.
I don't really care because you, like me asking, you can lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, more time I spend with you, it's going to show.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always going to come out.
Yeah.
Like anytime I've ever caught a girl up on something, I didn't have to look.
Yeah.
It was just like, damn, what's this? It's right here in my face.
Right. We go somewhere. How you knew everybody?
Like, damn.
That's my boy.
It's right here. Like, it's right here.
How many boys you got?
Right.
I give you one.
That's my friend.
Can't give you four.
My friend. That's my friend. Yeah, it's going to come out.
For sure.
Every time. It never fails. I never had to look.
Right.
I'm going to just chill, and then it's going to, for real? Okay. That's what it is. I see it. I see it.
You have daughters, and, they hear you, my daughter like daddy. You got to say that. You got to talk like that. Because I got, my daughter's in their 30s. Mm-hmm. And so they're asking me questions, I said, babe, I'm in the entertainment bit. But can you find another way to entertain daddy?
Right.
Like, damn.
Right.
How difficult is it to have that conversation with?
Man, that's difficult, Shan, because I had to deal with the situation, the ESPN situation with
the live stream.
The live stream, I had to deal. That was a difficult situation because it was just like, damn. And even doing this Truth After Dark, I say some things, about, relationships or black women and everything. And I'm like you on this, at this point I'm entertainment, but then there'd be some hard conversations too.
That we gotta have.
When you make the mistake, it's just like, man, I'm human. but it don't change the fact that I'm still your dad.
Right.
And it is I'm human, and I know you probably look at me like a superhero sometimes.
They do.
And all of that, but I'll make some mistakes.
Yes.
I'm just like anybody else out here. I'll make some mistakes. Some I regret, and I say some things, and they may not come off a certain way, but like some of these things I believe, and don't you want a dad that's truthful and stand on his words? And I know they not always sound like the best thing, but at the end of the day, when I'm long gone and everything, the one thing you can say about me is like, you know what? At the end of the day, Dad, he was
solid.
He was solid. He spoke his mind, and he didn't give a damn what people said about him.
Right.
And I know sometimes it may be hurt or something like that, but hopefully some of the traits I give, in my opinion, and the things I do and say can carry over to make you a strong person, because I block out the crowd noise. I block out the negative, and I hope that my kids can do the same thing.
Right.
You ain't gonna always be the most popular person in the room. You ain't gonna always be liked. And that's what's gonna build your character and make you stronger.
Right.
And that's what it's done for me.
You still gamble like you used to? You don't gamble no more, huh?
No, not that much. Like once every 6 months, maybe.
Right.
Like if I go to Vegas, hang out, but no, not like I used to.
And because you try to fuel that competitiveness. Because we competitive.
Yeah, for sure.
And that never leave.
Yeah,
and that's why we miss the sport. What can we do to replace what we done for the last 20 years?
It's hard. There's no replacement.
None. Nothing to replace that bus ride, that plane ride, that locker room, that chemistry, that camaraderie. Ain't nothing.
You just got to find what makes you happy. I've been trying to, for me, it's pouring into my kids.
Yes.
The more time I do with that, and just try to stay busy. Try to get, the key is when you retire is try to get routine.
Yes.
Because we're
so routine because we know the structure. Okay, I got practice at this time, so I need to get my workout in at this time. I need to do this. I need to eat. I take my nap. Get on the bus. Go to the stadium. I'm gonna play the game. Everything is so structured.
Routine.
Now I got all this time on my damn hand. What the hell am I gonna do?
You gotta get when you first retire, you're like, I got free time. I can just do whatever I want. I can travel here, go
That's
here.
The worst thing.
That's the worst thing. And then, so now, since I've been back in routine, I've been good. I got, I get up, I work out. It's the first thing I do. Take care of the mail, run my emails, kids, sports with them. It's just, I got a good routine going, do my podcast and this and that. So I got a good flow right now. So, but it's hard,
Right.
It's hard.
What's next for Paul Pierce?
What's next for Paul Pierce, man? I'm getting older. My kids are I got a couple kids in high school. I got a young one. I'm just trying to still go out here and build out my media career. I've been doing that from day one since I retired. I stepped into the media field, and I enjoy doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I enjoy talking sports. I enjoy talking life and relationships, and I'm just trying to build on it. I'm trying to be a positive influence. I'm trying to have a respectable opinion. And, I really love what you've been able to build, Shannon. A lot of us in this culture, we look up to a lot of things that you've been able to build and admire and appreciate, because we got a lot of things in common.
Yep.
And I think it's important for all of us to support each other.
Yes.
And that's it. Just try to be a positive influence, take care of my kids, and, eventually ride into the sunset.
The truth. Paul Pierce, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that's good.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Yeah. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why.